It was 9 p.m. in our dorm room 502 at Shawnee University. I was watching Neza for the third time on my computer while playing a mobile game, about to lose my mind from rage, when a weird pop-up appeared on my screen. Something about zombies, meteors, the planet about to be destroyed, and pressing F to escape to some infinite train. 10-minute countdown. Sounded like the trashiest mobile game ad I'd ever seen, so I ignored it completely. Behind me, Yi Qingqing was busy trying to grab a tiny cash reward on some shopping app. She backed me up right away. Even 100 free pulls wouldn't make her download garbage like that. Li Yuandan, who was practicing calligraphy at her desk, checked her phone and noticed she got the same message. She figured some game company was just spamming everyone. No download link, no rewards, looked like a prank. Being a firm materialist, she shrugged it off and went back to her brushwork. Then Huajiao, who was lying on her top bunk eating pineapple, glanced at her phone and laughed. She said something like, "Press F to escape?" "Fine, I'll press it if you've really got the guts to take me." And then she screamed and vanished.
Just gone.
Into thin air. She even took the pineapple with her. Yi Qingqing almost laughed at first, but then it hit her. Huajiao had literally disappeared. I turned around with Li Yuandan and stared at the empty bed. Still warm. The three of us just looked at each other in dead silence. Then a blood-curdling scream came through the wall from the next dorm, followed by more screaming and crashing sounds echoing down the hallway. I pulled open the door immediately. Outside, the sky was covered in countless whites, like someone had scattered sesame seeds across the darkness. The moon looked half-eaten, crumbling, ready to fall. Down below, under the streetlights, twisted dark figures, actual zombies, were attacking people. Screams everywhere. It looked like a Hollywood disaster movie. Too unreal to believe. Yi Qingqing swallowed hard and pinched Li Yuandan's arm. "So that message was real?" I nodded. Our school's cheap special effects couldn't pull off anything this convincing. I quit my game and opened the message again to double-check. Right then, a girl came sprinting past us down the hallway, screaming, with two zombies chasing her. One of them spotted us and lunged straight at us, like we were an all-you-can-eat buffet. "Get inside." We scrambled back into the room, but before we could lock the door, a zombie slammed it open. It had wild hair, no whites in its eyes, veins and dark spots all over its arms. It reached for us like tree branches. I was closest. Without thinking, I grabbed my laptop still playing the Neza movie and smashed it right into the zombie's face. The screen even triggered one of Neza's lines as I swung it. The zombie flew back into the door frame, skull cracking against the wall. Best purchase I ever made. Yi Qingqing snatched a badminton racket off the wall and started whacking the zombie's head while screaming at the top of her lungs. Li Yuandan panicked and threw her vocabulary book, then her entire shelf of exam prep materials, over 20 books burying the zombie in an avalanche of knowledge. Knowledge really is power. I ran to the bathroom, grabbed the mop, and together with Yi Qingqing, we shoved the zombie out the door. I slammed it shut and locked it instantly. About 30 seconds later, we heard the zombie's footsteps finally move away. Yi Qingqing dropped the racket, hands shaking. That was really a zombie. I wiped the cold sweat off my forehead and nodded. Just like in the apocalypse movies, no eye whites, twisted movements. Li Yuandan checked her phone. So, if all of this lines up, then Huajiao pressing F and disappearing means she's already on that infinite train. Suddenly, the loudspeaker outside crackled to life. The vice principal's voice came through, covering the entire building. "Students, due to unknown reasons, a large number of unidentified creatures have appeared on campus. Multiple people are injured. Stay where you are and do not go outside. I repeat, this is not a drill. This is not a drill. HHH. Help." Stop biting my face. Then came the sounds of something being torn apart. And then silence. The entire dorm building went dead quiet for 1 second. Then every floor erupted into chaos, screaming louder and louder. Right then, all three of our phones, and apparently every person on the planet, even homeless people without phones, heard an automatic voice countdown. "Will you press F to escape the apocalypse and be transported to the infinite train?" Countdown. 180 seconds. 179. 178. The countdown echoed in our ears, and the three of us in the dorm grew more and more tense. After everything we just witnessed, combined with the supernatural stuff happening, we had no choice but to accept it. The apocalypse had arrived right in our faces. Let's press F and go already. Yi Qingqing pulled up the message, panicking. I was about to do the same, but Li Yuandin stopped us and pulled out her phone to dial Huajiao's number. Wait, we still have time. Let's call Huajiao first and see what's going on over there. The phone rang for a few seconds through some static interference, then Huajiao's urgent voice came through. Hello? Dandan. Is that you? Li Yuandan let out a relieved breath. It's me. How are you doing? Huajiao sounded excited. Oh, thank God you guys were smart enough to call me. I've been trying to call out, but nothing goes through. This triple-fold phone was a total waste of money, but she knew this was serious, so she got straight to it. I pressed F and got teleported here. It's a train station and tons of other people got sent here too. It's crazier than spring festival travel season. Some of them are holding dog leashes, some are wearing hiking gear, and there's a delivery guy carrying a braised chicken rice bowl. I can smell it through the insulated bag. I caught the key detail immediately. Dog walking delivery guy. So it's whatever you're holding? Huajiao, are you still holding that pineapple? 2 seconds of silence. Then Huajiao burst into her evil little laugh. Ahahaha, yes. You're such a genius, you. Top-tier gamer brain. Yi Qingqing's worry instantly turned to excitement. Then what are we waiting for? Let's pack everything and bring it with us. Li Yuandan put the phone on speaker on the desk. We don't have much time. Huajiao, just tell us what you need and we'll bring it. Okay. 2 minutes left, you guys hustle. This is our chance. Most people here came empty-handed. We're already way ahead. She started listing things, nuts, oatmeal from her drawer, some fall and winter clothes, a few cosmetics, her water bottle, power bank, postcards. Wait, I barely have any snacks stored up. I'll have to mooch off you guys later. Li Yuandan rummaged through the drawer. Don't even start. I don't hoard stuff either. 90% of my desk is books, which are completely useless right now. Snacks? Leave that to me. Yi Qingqing waved her hand confidently. She was a natural hoarder, always buying cheap low-fat snacks in bulk online and stashing them in the dorm. She said stockpiling gave her a sense of security and happiness. In about 30 seconds, Yi Qingqing tore through everything and packed up instant noodle cakes, marinated eggs, starch sausages, soy milk, apples, oranges, and even grabbed Li Yuandan's calcium tablets and oolong tea bags from the next desk over. Li Yuandan watched her shamelessly raid the supplies and laughed helplessly. Thanks for lightening my load, I guess. You're welcome. My suitcase is big enough. Her suitcase was shaped like a green trash bin and could probably fit a refrigerator inside. As for me, gamer girl, fitness enthusiast, I immediately grabbed everything in the dorm that could work as a weapon. Folding fruit knife, package opening scissors, nail clippers, eyebrow razor. Nothing was safe. I strapped the badminton racket to my back, then went to the balcony and took the only useful thing there, the telescoping clothes pole. And my water bottle, charger, power bank, laptop. The screen's cracked, but it still works. I packed everything fast. These were my spiritual essentials. I turned around to help pack Huajiao's stuff with Li Yuandan and saw her putting a roll of toilet paper and clothes into her suitcase, along with ink and calligraphy practice sheets. I nearly lost it. Dandan, what are you doing? It's the end of the world, and you're packing calligraphy supplies? She didn't even look up. I literally have nothing else. Oh wait, I also have these boxes of cold medicine and herbal tablets and some medicated oil. Yi Qingqing was running around the room in a frenzy, dragging her trash bin suitcase that now held half a convenience store. 30 seconds left. Ding dong, attention all passengers. Train K0156 heading to an unknown destination is arriving shortly. Please prepare yourselves. Your carriage and seat numbers have been sent. Please board in an orderly manner. The chaotic train station went dead silent for about 2 seconds after that announcement. Then everyone exploded. Screw off. I don't want to ride some mystery train. Let us go home. I really want to call the cops right now, but I am the cops. Great, it's aliens. We're doomed. While cursing, everyone checked their phones. Sure enough, we'd all received seat assignments. I looked at mine and said, I'm in carriage 5. Seat 01. Huajiao's face lit up. I'm carriage 5, seat 02. We're next to each other. Li Yuandan looked surprised. I'm 03. Yi Qingqing went numb. 04, reporting in. We were all stunned, then immediately relieved. Whatever system assigned these seats, at least it kept us together. All around us, other people were discovering the same thing. Most were seated with people they knew. Couples, co-workers, friends. Even enemies. I blinked. Looks like the seats are arranged based on who you interact with most. That's actually kind of thoughtful. Li Yuandan nodded. But something weird. I haven't seen any elderly people or children. Yi Qingqing squeezed through the crowd and looked around. College students everywhere, office workers in suits, uniformed civil servants, but truly no old people, no kids, no pregnant women, no disabled people either. Maybe they weren't invited, she asked, confused. Li Yuandan shook her head. No idea, I said with a straight face. Who knows, maybe they got invited to the beta test server instead. Huajiao gasped. That's cold. Then a long, deep train whistle cut through the darkness like some unknown beast. 2 bright headlights sliding toward the platform. The train looked mostly like a regular green-skinned train, but it was coated in this eerie fluorescent green glow that made it look deeply unsettling. Huajiao freaked out. With that color scheme, are you sure this thing didn't come straight from the underworld? The train kept sliding past, hundreds of carriages, slow as squeezing toothpaste. Every time you thought it was done, more carriages kept coming. After nearly 10 minutes, it finally stopped. Glowing portal doors opened every 2 meters along the platform, looking incredibly high-tech. The train has arrived. Please step through the portal ahead. It will transport you directly to your assigned carriage. Find your seat and sit down. People hesitated, afraid they'd never come back out. Then the next announcement hit. Meteor impact on Blue Star in 360 seconds. Those who remain will face the consequences. A massive boom shook the sky like it was being torn apart. Those white dots up above were getting closer and bigger, like they were about to smash us into watermelon juice. That got everyone moving real fast. Screw it, let's go. Life and death are up to fate. Well, we're already here. The portals were incredibly fast. Each one could handle over 10 people at once. In under a minute, it was our turn. We held hands and stepped through together. The instant our feet crossed the threshold, we were standing at the entrance to Carriage 5. The interior had a clean, minimalist, futuristic design. I scanned the space, about 100 people per carriage, mostly in 6-person seating groups with retractable tables between rows. But our seats were different. Right by the carriage door, seats 1 through 4 were a 4-person arrangement. Just us, no strangers. Huajiao opened the fold-out table between our seats, practically crying with joy. No sharing with strangers. This is the best thing that's happened all night. Li Yuandan sat across from me and noted that seats 5 through 8 on the right side were also a 4-person setup. It was just because our section was near the carriage door, so they designed it that way. Everyone further back sat in groups of 6. Yi Qingqing came bouncing over, all smiles. Who cares about the layout? We're right next to the bathroom and water dispenser, just 2 steps from the door. So convenient. All 3 of us perked up at that. We dropped our luggage immediately. I've been holding it forever. Bathroom now. Let's go. Together. Yi Qingqing suggested staying behind to watch our stuff, since we had so much more than everyone else, and it could get stolen. But Li Yuandan pointed upward at a bold red sign on the overhead luggage rack. Fighting, theft, and disruption of public order are strictly prohibited inside the carriage. Violators will face consequences. Huajiao asked, Think we can trust that? Li Yuandan shrugged. We should respect and fear all supernatural forces. That's all we can do. Everything we've experienced tonight proves it. So we loaded our suitcases onto the rack, left our backpacks on the seats, grabbed our water bottles, and headed to the bathroom. The moment we left, some shifty-eyed guy with glasses slid right into Yi Qingqing's seat like he owned it, eyeing our stuffed bags and muttering to himself. Everyone else came empty-handed, but you 4 are loaded up. If I don't rob you, who am I gonna rob? Hee. Meanwhile, we found the water dispenser, a massive smart unit built right into the carriage wall, with 6 taps alternating hot and cold. 6 people could fill up at once, no problem. Next to it was the bathroom, and it was ridiculous. Warm orange interior design, a big shared sink area outside, automatic paper dispensers, air dryers, everything. Inside the women's section, 20 individual stalls lined up on both sides. No waiting. I almost cried. Huajiao was in shock. This bathroom is fancier than anything I've seen in rich CEO dramas. Yi Qingqing, who'd ridden plenty of budget green trains, was speechless. Aren't train bathrooms supposed to be one tiny cramped stall? But this has 20? With separate men's and women's sections? Is this the bare minimum for alien civilization? Li Yuandan kept walking in and out, looking at the narrow train corridor behind her, then staring at this bathroom that could fit a bubble tea shop inside. This has to be spatial folding technology. Ding dong, the train departs in 2 minutes. All passengers, please return to your seats. Our train attendant will guide you through the newcomer orientation. We rushed through the bathroom, filled our water bottles with hot water, and sprinted back to our seats without wasting a second. Yi Qingqing looked nervous. Did it just say newcomer orientation? And train attendant? There are other people on this train. Li Yuandan nodded thoughtfully. Normally, a train has attendants, a conductor, train police, mechanics, and a driver. Not sure if this infinite train works the same way, I said in amazement. So are they NPCs or aliens? Huajiao answered flatly, they're wage workers. We were heading back to our seats when a guy suddenly came flying out from the carriage door, hands covered in blood and smoking white, screaming and rolling on the ground. Yi Qingqing jumped back in shock, then spotted 2 packs of her instant noodle cakes scattered on the floor next to him. Her eyes went wide. Those are from my bag. A girl in seat 14, holding a tabby cat, pointed at the screaming man and told us he'd been digging through our bags before something happened to him. The glasses guy on the ground looked terrified. Something touched me. Something invisible. Li Yuandan peeked out from behind me with a little smile. Invisible? Looks more like you got caught red-handed. The guy scrambled to his feet, saw everyone staring at him, and tried to slink away. I stepped in front of him immediately. Hold it. Everyone saw what you did. You stole from us, so you need to leave something behind as compensation. He laughed bitterly. If I had anything worth taking, I wouldn't be stealing. No money, nothing. Just my life. First time I'd ever seen a thief act so righteous about it. I scanned him quickly and pointed at the lighter and cigarettes poking out of his shirt pocket. You've got those. Leave the lighter. Then you can go. His face went red, fists clenching. I stayed calm. You're welcome to throw a punch, but you might not win. That set him off. He swung straight at my face. I pulled out my fruit knife, ready to counter, but I didn't need to. The instant his fist came forward, he let out a choked scream. Some invisible force crushed his chest. His body flew backward and slammed to the ground. White foam spilled from his mouth, eyes bulging at the ceiling. He twitched for a few seconds, then went completely still. The carriage announcement chimed. Ding. Passenger in seat 139 has violated train rules. Penalty: cardiac arrest. Death. Let this serve as a warning. I was still standing there, frozen. I'd figured someone who started a fight would get punished, but this was way more extreme than I expected.
Instant élimination.
The crowd gathered around, shocked and confused. That's insane. He was a petty thief, not a murderer. Did he really deserve to die? Legally, no. But the rules here aren't legal rules anymore. Honestly, this kind of character never survives past the first episode. So, what do we do with the body? Before anyone could argue further, a cold voice cut through the noise. This is the price of breaking the rules. Let me make it clear. Fighting and theft are forbidden inside the carriage. I don't want to see this happen a second time. We all turned around. Standing at the carriage entrance was a man in his 30s wearing a black and white gradient uniform with a black pistol holstered at his waist. Tall, sharp Chinese features, cold eyes, a trace of frost on his lips. Everyone stepped back. I'll handle the body. The announcement chimed again, telling all passengers to return to their seats for the newcomer orientation. The crowd scattered. Before heading back, I casually snatched the lighter from the dead man's pocket. None of us smoked, but a fire source could come in handy. I glanced at the uniformed man to see if he'd stop me. He didn't. I smiled politely. Sorry for the trouble, sir. He gave a slight nod, then raised his hand. A faint glow of bioelectronic light flickered from his fingertips. The body on the floor decomposed at impossible speed, like being eaten by microscopic organisms, and vanished completely in seconds. Everyone stared. You'd at least need stage props for a disappearing act like that. The front and rear doors of carriage 5 slammed shut. The uniformed man walked to the center of the carriage, around seat 76, and addressed us all. The attendant assigned to your carriage was supposed to handle this briefing, but given the incident, I'll do it myself. I'm the train police officer for this infinite train. My name is Zhulong. My job is to maintain order. Here's my identification. He flashed his credentials. People waved him off nervously. A college guy nearby laughed awkwardly. Dude, you just vaporized a corpse with your fingers. We don't need to see your ID. Procedures are procedures. Zhulong gave a faint smile, then clapped his hands. 2 large projection screens appeared at the front and back of the carriage. They showed live footage of Blue Star, our world. Empty cities crawling with zombies. Then blinding whites rained from the sky, and mushroom clouds erupted one after another like firecrackers. Everything was obliterated in seconds. You couldn't tell sky from ground anymore, just white dust and ruins. The camera pulled back. Our colorful world was gone. Nothing left but a black and white wasteland. Zhulong's expression didn't change. Your home has been destroyed. Stop hoping to go back. The infinite train has taken custody of all high-intelligence species, meaning you. Anyone who received the F-key message and chose not to press it is already dead. Most people's hearts sank completely. A few weirdly excited ones shouted about a fresh start and beautiful futures. Zhulong smiled thinly. You can see it that way. But first, your goal is survival. New rules, new environment. This train will periodically arrive at new stations, and you'll need to complete assigned missions before you can return. Li Yuandan raised her hand. What about elderly people and young children? Are they being protected? The whole carriage perked up at that. Yeah, my parents are in their 60s. They can't handle this kind of thing. My youngest is only 6. He's my only son. I need him for the family line. Bro, judging by your outfit, your family doesn't exactly have a throne to inherit. Zhulong answered calmly. Vulnerable groups, the elderly, children, pregnant women, disabled, and seriously ill, have been given a degree of protection. But nothing in this world is free. Like you, they need to work for their keep. Their living conditions are actually much better than yours, so worry about yourselves. People exhaled with some relief. At least our families were safe. Small mercy. Then the familiar electronic voice rang through the carriage and set everything on fire again. Dear passengers, the next stop, Zombie Night City, will be reached in approximately 6 hours. Please prepare. 1 second of dead silence. Then the whole carriage erupted. You're joking. You want us to fight zombies? If we had guns, maybe. But we've got nothing. How are we supposed to fight? Mommy, I want to go home. Some people were crying and singing at the same time, diving headfirst off the edge of sanity. Back at our seats, Yi Qingqing was pale and sweating. I'm seriously terrified of those things. The one that broke into our dorm almost killed me. Huajiao, who'd missed that whole part, was stunned. Wait, you guys ran into zombies before you came here? Li Yuandan nodded quietly.
Yeah.
The scary thing about monsters is the unknown. We managed to fight it off together, but honestly, thinking about it now still gives me chills. I sipped some hot water from my cup. He said we'll reach a new station every so often. So this is just the beginning. There'll be one mission after another, like game dungeons. This might be an infinite loop world. Yi Qingqing blinked. What's an infinite loop? Think of this train as the main world. The stations we'll visit are like side worlds, small instances. Complete the mission, come back to the train. Repeat. As a hardcore apocalypse novel and game fan, I wasn't scared while explaining this. If anything, I felt a spark of excitement. Just then, Zhulong clapped his hands again, silencing the carriage. Before your first mission, we'll be giving every passenger a starter gift pack to help you prepare. Gift pack. Before anyone could react, a food service robot with the number 5 on its head rolled in through the carriage door and waved at us. Hello passengers, I'm robot number 5. I'll now distribute your starter packs. It came straight to our seats first since we were closest to the door. It reached into a mini storage compartment in its chest and pulled out a gift pack for each of us. 2 fresh meat buns, a cup of soy milk, and a special bracelet. That was it.
Je wink stelt in disbelief.
Could this get any more pathetic? I tore open my portion. The buns came in a fancy insulated bag, which felt ironic. Why buns and soy milk, though? Is this a breakfast set? Zhulong smiled slightly. This is based on East Asian dietary culture. Neighboring countries got similar items. Europeans received rye bread and milk, so there was an international version of this nightmare. Everyone was speechless. I thought my daughter studying in Australia would have escaped this. Compressed biscuits and water would have been better, at least those last. Be grateful. Could have been worse. I couldn't help but smile imagining people all over the world receiving this same ridiculous care package with the same dumbfounded expression. The robot worked fast, handing out packs 6 at a time for the bigger seating groups, quickly covering most of the carriage. Then a chubby guy in seat 107 wearing a delivery jacket finally worked up the courage to ask, his stomach growling loud enough for everyone to hear. I didn't eat dinner. Is there a dining car? I can pay. Zhulong raised an eyebrow. If by money you mean your country's currency, it's worthless now. From this moment, every single one of you has 0 assets. Even though we kind of expected it, hearing it out loud hit different. The chubby guy looked like his soul left his body. Office workers around the carriage had minor breakdowns and stress ate their buns in 2 bites. I'm a second-generation demolition heir. The 300,000 in my bank account is literally toilet paper now. Huajiao took it the hardest in our group. She was the classic rich girl who had nothing useful, just money. Her frustration could have powered a whole building full of max-level demons. Meanwhile, Yi Qingqing, our legendary penny pincher, covered her mouth and laughed. Great news, my 32,000 in student loans just disappeared. Turns out I'm the real winner here. I shrugged, pulled out my phone, and opened my offline games. My calmness apparently shocked everyone. I don't care. As long as I have games, I'm fine. Huajiao went numb. You know, sometimes I genuinely admire you. Li Yuandan chuckled, then pointed at the gold necklace around Huajiao's neck. Don't worry. That gold chain is still useful. Gold holds value in chaotic times. It's universal currency. You can trade it for something worthwhile. Huajiao looked down and weighed the 7-gram gold necklace on her chest, beaming instantly. You're right. I really am the chosen one. Li Yuandan just smiled and picked up the bracelet to examine it. It felt cold, metallic, smooth, and shiny with an aurora gradient color on the surface. Nothing special otherwise. There's a tiny silver needle attached. She pulled out a thin needle from the bracelet's surface. Is this a blood-activated biometric device? For checking health stats and DNA? Zhulong confirmed it. The food was just humanitarian aid. This train-issued bracelet is what truly matters. Activate it with a drop of your blood, and it will display your personal information. Before he even finished talking, Li Yuandan had already pricked her finger. No pain at all. A drop of blood sank into the bracelet and vanished. It automatically fastened itself around her wrist, and a holographic display popped up like a phone screen. Her stats appeared. Name, Li Yuandan. Identity, passenger. Level, none.
Constitution, 63, LC.
Strength, 58, slightly low. Speed, 60, normal. Mental power, 100, excellent. Ability, none. I got excited and activated mine right away. Name, Qinyu. Identity, passenger. Level, none.
Constitution, 64, LC.
Strength, 66, slightly high. Speed, 68, slightly high. Mental power, 99, high. Ability, none. My eyes lit up. My strength and speed are both above normal, and my health is solid too. Is that because I jog every morning and work out regularly? Li Yuandan nodded. This thing works like a personal health scanner. Pretty professional. Based on this, I'm guessing Qingqing's constitution might be on the low side. Yi Qingqing looked at her freshly loaded stats and her jaw dropped. Are you a psychic now? My constitution is 58. It says subhealthy. Li Yuandan explained calmly. It's actually normal. Work and school take up most people's time, and without proper exercise, a huge portion of the population is in subhealthy condition. Don't worry too much, Huajiao added her usual commentary. Yeah well, lymph node meat buns for breakfast, preservative-loaded meal kits for lunch, artificially colored drinks for dinner, then sleep under a shady cotton blanket. Of course your health drops. Yi Qingqing quietly glanced into her backpack and smiled. So you don't want any of my 50 packs of instant noodles I got for less than $2. Huajiao surrendered instantly, grabbing Yi Qingqing's leg. Wait no, Qingqing sis, I was wrong. I'll behave. Please forgive me. Li Yuandan face-bombed. Can you two focus? Besides Qingqing's constitution being low, are everyone else's numbers normal? Yi Qingqing nodded. Strength and speed are normal. Mental power. 96. Wow, that's rated high. Huajiao checked hers. Constitution 62, strength 60, speed 61, mental power 91. Report complete. Dorm leader.
Awaiting instructions. Li Yuandan siga.
Okay, so all four of us have normal physical stats, but our mental power is unusually high, all above 90. That's our advantage. But what exactly does mental power mean? She shook her head. Literally, it sounds like mental energy, but it's definitely more than that. The train cop should explain. Within 2 minutes, Zhulong silenced the carriage and began speaking again. As you can see, the bracelet records 4 core attributes: constitution, strength, speed, and mental power. The normal baseline is 60 points. The bright-eyed college guy next to him looked confused. But sir, my strength is 71, and it says normal, Zhulong nodded. That's due to biological differences between genders. The normal strength baseline for adult males is 70. For females, it's 60. All 4 of us froze, then realized it made sense. Li Yuandan waved her hand calmly.
No panique.
All 4 of us have mental power above 90. The advantage is ours. Then Zhulong added, of course, balance exists in everything. Women tend to have stronger emotional thinking and empathy, which means higher mental power. The normal female baseline for that is 70. As for what mental power actually is, it's a complex concept. I can only tell you it's a collective measure of willpower, belief, emotion, knowledge, and energy. It's also the key that opens the door to a new world. You'll understand once you experience it yourself. Li Yuandan pressed further. The new world door, you mean abilities? Like what you used to dissolve that body earlier. Zhulong looked impressed.
Yes.
Abilities, powers beyond ordinary limits. Those who unlock them are called transcendents. Every transcendent was once an ordinary person who broke through their own genetic lock. That means all of you. The carriage erupted in excited chatter. So we'll all get powers. Superpowers. We're saved. Transcendents, huh? Rich people get tech upgrades. Poor people get mutations. Yi Qingqing nailed that last one. The carriage was a mess of chatter, but at least now everyone had a goal, getting abilities. That was better than the despair from before. Zhulong opened the carriage door and said, the station is approaching. You'll need to figure out the rules of this new world on your own. I won't explain further. If we're lucky, maybe we'll meet again. Then he vanished on the spot. Didn't even give anyone a chance to ask more questions.
Ye vink bilinket.
That fast? Did he just press F to escape? I nearly spat out my soy milk. Anyway, we've got over 5 hours until the station. What's the plan? I'm kind of sleepy. Li Yuandan nodded. Let's rest. It's the middle of the night anyway. Better to sleep and recharge. Yi Qingqing set a bunch of alarms on her phone. I'll set them for 5 hours from now. Huajiao draped her jacket over her head and glared at the bright fluorescent lights above. These lights are killing me. If only they'd turn them off at 11 like our school does. Right on cue, ding dong. Good evening, passengers. The train is now entering night mode. Lights will turn back on and an announcement will play when we approach the station. Click. The entire carriage went pitch black. Dead silence for 2 seconds, then a few people cursed and things got noisy again. Huajiao held her hand out in front of her face. She couldn't even see Yi Qingqing sitting across from her. Okay, but this is way too dark. Hold on, I think there's a button under the table. Li Yuandan turned on her phone flashlight and crouched down, feeling around under the fold-out table. A second later, A small round night light popped out from below the window, giving off a gentle white glow. It only lit up our four-person table area. Not too much, not too little. It even had adjustable color temperature, switching between soft white and warm yellow. Whoa, that's genius. Before Huajiao could finish being amazed, Li Yuandan pressed another switch next to the light. A round trash can popped up from the floor beneath our feet. Press again, and it retracted smoothly back into the carriage floor, completely hidden. I noticed something too. These two outlet switches under here didn't lose power. My phone's still charging. Yi Qingqing was thrilled. This is perfect for lazy people like me. Everything's right here. The rest of the carriage noticed our light and started finding the same features at their own seats. Excitement spread fast. Night lights and trash cans? Built right into the seats. Who said green trains suck? This thing is amazing. If they added a water dispenser and toilet at every seat, plus a projector on the window for movies, that'd be perfect. Sure, and you can have all that. In your dreams. After the excitement died down, most people settled into their hard seats to nap. Some were already snoring, annoying their neighbors, but nobody dared start anything because of the rules. Yi Qingqing ate her bun quietly and whispered with a smile, that water dispenser and bathroom they were dreaming about were literally 2 steps away from both. Basically the same thing. I nodded. That's an advantage. So far nothing bad has happened to us, and that counts as good news. Enough talking. Sleep. We all leaned on the fold-out table and rested. With the rules protecting our stuff, we didn't have to worry about theft. About 5 hours later, Huajiao and I woke up groggily, filled our cups with hot water, and sipped while waiting. The carriage was getting restless as the station countdown approached. Then Yi Qingqing woke up because her third alarm went off. We're all just trying to survive. Huajiao stared at her half-asleep face. Qingqing, can you please change that ringtone? It's way too on the nose right now. Yi Qingqing laughed awkwardly. It's set to random. Let me switch it to the military march instead. Listen, the horn of a new battle sounds. She blasted it on speaker, stood up in the aisle, and pumped her little fists. I'm fired up. Spicy lady soldiers, move out. Then she got too excited, tripped over her own feet, and tumbled right into Huajiao's arms. I smiled quietly and squeezed the Lucky Charm coin hanging around my neck. It calmed me down a little. Ding dong. The station arrives in 10 minutes. A survival manual for this mission is now being distributed. Please review it carefully. Robot number 5 appeared out of nowhere at the carriage door, handing out thin booklets like a teacher passing out exam papers. Nobody refused one. We got ours first. 3 thin pages. Only the first page had anything on it, the other 2 were blank. Current station: Zombie Night City. Mission: survive 3 days and return to the train. Known clues: 1. This is a dead city with only zombies. 2. Going outside at night is safer. 3. The safe zone has stockpiled supplies. 4. The quarantine zone's biological research base has an antitoxin serum. 5. This area contains 8 bottles of basic magic potion and 2 bottles of premium magic potion. Drinking one makes you a beginner transcendent. Pages 2 and 3. Potion details, zombie characteristics, unlock on days 2 and 3. So we just survive 3 days in this hellhole, and we pass. I thought it over. Either way, having hints is better than nothing. Li Yuandan's eyes sharpened. Let's connect these 5 clues and piece together the big picture. Assume this is a city that was overrun by zombies. The locals set up quarantine and safe zones, but eventually the whole place fell. That's probably the story. Huajiao jumped in. I agree. And it mentions a biological research base. Someone probably created a virus that caused the zombie outbreak. That's classic Resident Evil stuff. Yi Qingqing nodded fast. So our minimum goal is survival. Maximum goal is finding the magic potions and awakening abilities. Li Yuandan stood up and counted the people in our carriage. She sighed. 152 people, 10 potions. That's a 6.58% chance per person. Competition is going to be fierce. I rested my chin on my hand and spun the lighter between my fingers. Should be 151 people. Everyone went quiet for a second, remembering the glasses guy. No time to waste. Whatever happens, let's pack up. If we're fighting zombies, we need weapons. I opened my suitcase and pulled out the telescoping clothes pole, the badminton racket, and every other tool I'd brought. The 4 empty-handed people in the seats across from us stared with their mouths open. Yi Qingqing called out, "Food and water are on me." Huajia said, "I'll grab extra jackets. They can work as basic armor against scratches. I'll handle logistics too." Li Yuandan packed all 4 of our water bottles and power banks into one bag, along with her cold medicine and medicated oil. Then she paused, holding up the small bottle of medicated oil, reading the ingredients list. Her eyes lit up. "Huajiao, give me all your perfume bottles. Quick." "Seriously? We're about to hit a battlefield and you want to smell nice?" Huajiao complained but handed over her luxury perfumes anyway.
Li Yuandan smiled.
It's not about smelling nice. Perfume is 75% alcohol besides the fragrance. "I have a use for it," Huajiao gasped. "Brilliant. We got ready in under 5 minutes. Food, water, medicine, clothes, weapons, all packed into our backpacks, stuffed to the limit." Yi Qingqing squeezed one last sausage into her bag and zipped it shut, then looked up nervously. "Dandan, is this really enough? We're not taking the suitcases." Li Yuandan shook her head without hesitation. "Suitcases are too heavy and slow us down. Even as weapons, they'd be useless. We go light so we can move fast and work as a team." I took a deep breath.
Agreed.
"Now let me hand out the weapons." I held up the folding fruit knife and cleared my throat. "This is the sharpest melee weapon we've got. Anyone here comfortable with close combat?" All 3 shook their heads like rattles. I think any normal person would prefer not to fight zombies face to face. Especially in modern society, most people would want to kill a pig without getting hurt, let alone a zombie. Li Yuandan covered her face and laughed bitterly. "You know my personality. I hate violence. Just yesterday, I was wearing hanfu and practicing calligraphy like a peaceful little hermit." I closed the knife and shrugged. "Fine, guess it's me then. I'll take the front line. I'll just pretend all those horror games I played are coming to life." Being the horror movie fan and gamer of our dorm, courage was basically built into me. I gave the badminton racket to Li Yuandan and the telescoping clothes pole to Huajiao. Yi Qingqing looked at her assigned weapon, the rusty package-opening scissors, and raised her head, deeply honored and deeply concerned at the same time. "This won't accidentally stab me, right? This rust looks like it's been around since my childhood." I laughed. "Don't worry, I also gave you the pink hair dryer. You can't plug it in, but the cord is thick enough to strangle a zombie. Trust me, it'll work." Yi Qingqing pouted, set down her scissors and hair dryer, then got all mysterious. "Actually, I packed a weapon too when we were grabbing stuff. A ranged one. A bow and arrows." "What?" The 3 of us were shocked. "Are you serious?" She nodded eagerly. I was stunned. "How do you have a bow in our dorm room?" Huajiao suddenly remembered. "Wait, last week you said you joined some archery club event. Show up and get free gifts plus credit hours. Did you buy it for that?" Yi Qingqing nodded shyly. "Yeah, but real compound bows are super expensive online. So I got the budget version." The 3 of us felt our hearts sink. Knowing Yi Qingqing's legendary cheapness, we sensed disaster. Sure enough, she pulled out a children's toy bow. $9.99 with free shipping. Came with 6 arrows and stickers. I figured since I already bought it, might as well bring it. We were all struck silent by lightning. I took the toy bow from her, tested the rubber band's elasticity and pull. I tugged my lip. "It's okay. At least it's ranged. Bring it, might actually be useful." Li Yuandan examined the arrow tips and squeezed the material. Soft rubber arrowheads. Definitely a kid's toy. Killing power close to 0. Beyond 20 meters, it could probably poke through a sheet of paper. "Have you actually practiced?" Huajiao asked the real question. Yi Qingqing nodded quickly. 5 days of practice. My aim is decent, and my eyesight is perfect. My eyes are basically rulers. Li Yuandan thought for a moment and handed the arrows back. The arrowheads are too worn to do real damage, but the rubber tips could be set on fire. In certain situations, we could try fire attacks. Yi Qingqing beamed. "Great. I'll keep it ready." I smiled, spinning the lighter in my hand. My gut feeling was right. That lighter was definitely going to come in handy. Meanwhile, as the train slowed down, the rest of the carriage grew more chaotic. Most people had come with nothing, so they were running around trying to form alliances. The middle section was the worst, random groups forming left and right, with arguments breaking out constantly. Li Yuandan watched and said quietly, "When things first start, most people think about sticking together. But when real danger hits, a lot of these alliances will fall apart on their own." Right then, someone started clapping. A middle-aged man in a blue hiking jacket walked up to us with a fake smile. "Hey there. Mind if we team up? Safer in bigger numbers, right? For girls carrying that much stuff, you're going to attract attention." He pointed to his group in the third row. 5 of us from the same company, all trustworthy friends. Why not travel together? Li Yuandan thought for a second. You can see we're just 4 girls with limited strength. Why would you want to partner with us? Unless you're really after what's in our bags. Linley didn't even try to hide it. All right, we're all adults. Share some of your food, and we'll protect you. Strength in numbers, right? Huajiao chuckled. And what do we get in return? Linley said it like it was obvious. Protection, of course. Look at your skinny little arms. You won't last 2 seconds against zombies. Better show some goodwill first. I smiled and shut him down. We don't need bodyguards. And honestly, compared to our skinny arms, your beer belly isn't much better. Goodbye. His hand instinctively went to his gut. Embarrassment flashed across his face, then turned to anger. He glared at me and walked away. You'll regret this. Back at his seat, Linley was seething. He wanted to publicly expose how much stuff we had, to turn the whole carriage against us. But his buddy Chui Mu stopped him. That'll make us look petty and make enemies. Not worth it, Linley fumed. Then what do you suggest? Chui Mu stroked his hiking stick and whispered, "They're only 4 people. Once we're off the train, we find an opportunity to knock them out and take their bags. We've got 5 guys, each with a hiking stick. Easy win." Linley paused, then grinned darkly. "You're way more ruthless than me. Hey, everyone's first fortune is a little dirty." We gave them a chance. Chui Mu's sinister smile made his other 3 co-workers shiver, but none of them spoke up. Silent agreement. Yi Qingqing turned around and noticed Li's group glancing at us from time to time, their eyes shifty and calculating. She felt uneasy. I have a bad feeling we're being targeted. What if they come after us once we're off the train? Li Yuandan tied her long hair up with a camellia shark clip, calm as ever. Can't be helped. With all the luggage we're carrying, we were always going to stand out. If it wasn't them, it'd be someone else, I said flatly. Besides, that guy talked down to us from the start. He didn't deserve a polite response. Bottom line, once we're off the train, stay together. No splitting up. Stay defensive, stay careful. Everyone nodded. Then the train officially pulled into the station. The front and back doors of the carriage slowly opened, revealing a dark, shadowy landscape outside. Ding dong. Zombie Night City has been reached. Please exit the train in an orderly fashion. The passage will close in 2 minutes. Good luck surviving. I took a deep breath and led my roommates toward the exit. Before leaving, I patted the half-bottle 4-leaf clover plant sitting on our seat, the one we'd brought from our dorm balcony. Hope a little luck stays with us. The rest of the passengers followed behind. As they passed our seats, everyone stared at the 4 suitcases we'd left behind. Compared to their empty hands, just phones, uneaten buns, and water cups, the gap was crushing. Like losing the race before it even started. How did they even bring that much stuff with so little time? Must be a tour group or something. No other explanation. I don't want to get off. I want to stay here. One person was shaking with fear, trying to stay on the train. After the 2-minute countdown, the robot grabbed them and kicked them out. They got a bonus broken leg to start their adventure. Stepping out of the carriage, we entered a straight 100-meter corridor. Darkness covered everything except a single bright light at the far end, the only exit. All 151 of us, rich ladies, bank workers, dog walkers, high schoolers in uniforms, followed the crowd toward that light. The train had arrived. The real trouble was just beginning. The moment we stepped into the station, Li Yuandan started mumbling old poetry about narrow passages opening into wide spaces, trying to calm her nerves. But when we actually arrived at Zombie Night City, It was pitch black everywhere. The sky was dark, clouds covered the moon, and a strange fog surrounded us. The silence and emptiness made the fear creep in from every direction. Li Yuandan checked her phone. Still no signal. It's past 3 in the morning, so according to the rules, we should be safe. Wait, her voice suddenly jumped, startling Yi Qingqing. What? I think I stepped on something. Feels like a human hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fingers. Someone in the crowd shouted that we'd be fine as long as we stuck together. Over 100 people, nothing to be afraid of. Others pointed out that Rule 2 said nighttime was safer. It's too dark. Let's use our phone flashlights. Dozens of lights switched on at once, painting the outline of a ruined, desolate city street. And then we saw them. Dozens of motionless figures standing in the darkness. The instant the light hit them, they raised their heads. Some were standing right in the middle of the crowd. They turned, flashing pale white faces and blood-red eyes, and bit into the nearest person. One scream set off the whole nightmare. Dozens of zombies swarmed out. The packed crowd had no time to retreat. Instant buffet. Everyone scattered in every direction, screaming. Run! The survival manual is full of lies. All those alliances and teams from the train shattered in a second. Total chaos. Get away from here, on our side. After Li Yuandan mentioned stepping on what felt like a severed hand, we'd already quietly moved away from the main group. We avoided the worst of the zombie rush, but one zombie in a school uniform locked onto us and charged, sprinting like an 800-meter champion. No way to dodge. I told the others, don't panic. 4 pigs could take down one zombie, and we're 4 people. Fair point, but could you phrase it better? Yi Qingqing, nearly in tears, swung the hairdryer by its cord like a meteor hammer and smacked the zombie right on the head. Not much damage, but maximum disrespect. The zombie got angry and charged. This thing is so ugly. Huajiao, seeing a zombie up close for the first time, white skin, blood leaking from every hole in its face, shuddered and swung the clothes pole right across its face. While Huajiao attacked, Li Yuandan netted the zombie's face with a badminton racket and kept smashing it. I circled behind wearing my insulated gloves. Based on every zombie movie I'd ever watched, I aimed the fruit knife at the back of its skull and stabbed. But the skull was hard as iron. The blade barely scratched it and almost got stuck. The zombie whipped its head around and lunged at me. I kicked it away with one long leg. Li Yuandan threw her backpack at the zombie's face as a distraction and shouted, Chinyu, aim for the temple. That's where the skull bones meet. It's the thinnest spot. Got it. I'll cover you. The second it shows its head, go. Huajiao rushed in with a clothes pole and unleashed a barrage. Over 20 hits in 5 seconds. I got its neck. Now, hurry. Yi Qingqing wrapped the hairdryer cord around the zombie's throat and pulled back with everything she had. Li Yuandan, holding the flashlight, stood there thinking that in this dark, windy scene, we probably looked like 4 people collectively murdering a random pedestrian. I charged in. With the zombie pinned, I drove the fruit knife straight into its temple. Blood sprayed out everywhere. I kept stabbing for a good 15 seconds until it stopped moving completely. My right arm was covered in thick, sticky blood. Yi Qingqing let go of the cord, turned around, saw the zombie lying in a pool of blood with its head torn open, and nearly screamed. You guys are insane. I shook the blood off my hand, my ponytail and clothes slightly messy. I think you were the bravest one. You almost ripped its neck off with that cord. Huajiao dropped the clothes pole, hands on her hips, panting. Should we find somewhere to hide? Li Yuandan swept the flashlight around and spotted a mostly intact building among the ruins, a door and window renovation shop about 100 meters away. Let's take cover there. Hold on. Something's happening. I pointed at my bracelet, which had a red dot blinking. A message appeared. Usable resource detected. Retrieve. The moment I pressed confirm, the zombies had cracked open like a ripe watermelon. Everyone jumped. Inside was a small diamond-shaped black crystal, about half a pinky finger in size, wrapped in blood.
Yevin clutch her chest.
0 warning. What is that thing? I activated the bracelet's skin function. A holographic description appeared. Crystal core, level 1. The essence of a first-tier mutant. A key to unlocking extraordinary power. also serves as the basic currency of the infinite train. Huajiao held the crystal between two fingers, examining it with fascination. Currency? The texture is interesting, kind of soft but firm at the same time. Li Yuandan sighed. The soft part is leftover brain tissue stuck to the surface. Huajiao gagged instantly. I smiled. I figured something had to be inside a zombie's head to make them so strong. Normally you'd have to dissect them, but this auto-extract function makes it easy. Yi Qingqing's eyes sparkled. And if killing zombies makes us money. Hee. Suddenly I'm not so scared anymore. We gathered our stuff and headed toward the renovation shop Li Yuandan had spotted. Yi Qingqing had a thought. A renovation shop should have power drills, hammers, angle grinders. We could upgrade our weapons. Li Yuandan nodded, holding up her badminton racket which already had a broken corner. Exactly my thinking. Your hair dryer isn't practical for real combat, and Qinyu's fruit knife puts her way too close to the zombie's mouth. Huajiao agreed quickly. When you were fighting that zombie face-to-face, I was terrified you'd get tackled any second. My heart almost stopped. I smiled. Honestly, the fruit knife felt pretty exciting. Zero distance, fast and brutal. That's the beauty of violence, you know? Help. Somebody help. A scream and a flashlight beam came floating toward us from the distance, breaking the silence. On the dark, desolate city street, diagonally across from us, 5 flashlight beams came bouncing toward us. It was Lin Li and his hiking crew, each carrying a hiking stick, sprinting our way with 6 zombies chasing them. The moment Lin Li spotted us, his face lit up with a nasty grin. We meet again. The zombie ambush had ruined his plan to jump us on the way out, but now he'd found us again and wasn't going to hold back. Huajiao was furious. Get lost. He's leading zombies straight to us. Yi Qingqing stamped her foot. We need to run. Nothing good comes from these people. I pulled out the hair tie from my high ponytail and let my hair fall loose.
Stay calm.
Don't panic. Let's give them a welcome. I switched on my flashlight, aimed it at the zombie blood still splattered all over my right hand, and ran straight toward Lin Li's group, crying and screaming. Please save me, big brothers. I don't want to die. Lin Li slowed down when he saw me acting completely different from the confident girl on the train. Then he noticed the blood on my hand, and his face went pale. Chui Mu behind him freaked out. What the? Something's wrong with this girl. She might have been bitten. Now you come running to us when you're in trouble? Lin Li cursed. Then I tripped and face-planted on the ground, started dry heaving, arching my back, twisting my body into increasingly disturbing shapes, pulling out every dance move I knew. My 3 roommates stood frozen. Nobody told them there'd be a second act. Lin Li's crew went white as ghosts. She's mutating. Run. That door and window shop over there. Let's hide inside. Lin Li saw the shop nearby and led his team straight for it. Yi Qingqing snapped out of it.
No.
They're going to take our spot, but the second Lin Li's group pushed open the glass door. It was like opening Pandora's box. Over a dozen zombies inside turned around at once, locking eyes with the 5 hikers in the flashlight glow. The hiking squad. That run. Screams ripped through the night. They spun around and crashed right into the 6 zombies still chasing them from behind. Sandwiched. We watched in shock. 3 of the 5 were instantly swallowed by the zombie wave. Arms literally torn off, turned into food. When the zombies closed in from both sides, Lin Li didn't hesitate. He shoved Chui Mu in front of him as a human shield. Sorry, bro. Better you than me. Chui Mu cursed Lin Li with his dying breath before being trampled. Lin Li used the opening to flee, fighting the last 3 zombies with his hiking stick. He took a bite on his right shoulder and screamed in agony. God, I hate you. He smashed a zombie with his stick and ran off crying, abandoning his phone. Some zombies noticed the phone's flashlight on the ground and swarmed it, beating it until it shattered and the light died. Li Yuandan froze, staring at that scene. Something clicked. She whispered, so that's what going out at night is safer means. Stop spacing out, Dandan. They've spotted us. Run. The remaining dozen-plus zombies from the shop noticed us. They twisted and lurched our way, including one horrifying mutant with 4 arms. They were closing in fast from multiple angles. Huajiao looked panicked. Should we split into pairs and run different directions? Draw some of them away. No time. Once they lock on, We can't outrun them. We just die faster. Li Yuandan unscrewed one of the perfume bottles, stuffed a wad of toilet paper halfway inside, twisted the cap loosely, took the lighter from my hand, and lit the papers sticking out. The moment the flame caught, she hurled the bottle at the zombie crowd. The burning paper scattered perfume as it flew. The alcohol-based liquid splashed onto the two leading zombies. A blue flame over a meter tall erupted instantly, blasting heat and light in every direction. The zombies screamed. Run. We bolted around the corner without looking back. Behind us, the two burning zombies thrashed wildly, trying to put out the flames. But the other zombies didn't retreat. They got more excited, swarming the fire, punching and kicking at the flames. Even zombies from farther away came running toward the light. Li Yuandan looked back at the scene and turned off her flashlight immediately. I figured it out. Zombies are attracted to light. Everyone turn off your screens. Don't move. We all killed our flashlights instantly and crouched down in silence. After the zombies put out the fire on their bodies, they stumbled around aimlessly in the dark like robots that had been reset. They couldn't detect us even though we were close by. Their footsteps gradually faded into the distance until everything went silent again. Yi Qingqing patted her chest in relief. It really works. How did you figure that out, Dandan? Li Yuandan pressed her lips together. This is a beginner test. The survival manual wouldn't lie to us. Going out at night is safer. Had to mean something. When Lin Li's phone fell and the zombies attacked it instead of chasing him, I realized it was about light sources. Huajiao gasped in understanding. That's why that zombie seemed extra interested in me earlier. It was going after my fancy triple-fold phone. Is being rich a crime now? I took a deep breath, reflecting on everything that just happened. That was reckless of me. I never expected that shop to be a zombie nest. So, what now? Do we just hide until sunrise? Li Yuandan thought for a moment, then shook her head. That's not great. Darkness is our advantage. If we play too passive, we'll fall behind and get eliminated eventually. Yi Qingqing's eyes suddenly lit up. What about guerrilla warfare? What do you mean? When you're way outmatched, start small. Pick them off one by one. I grinned. Brilliant. I'm in. Huajiao pretended to gasp dramatically. Then let's do it. Like you said earlier, 4 pigs could take down 1 zombie, and we're 4 whole people. Let's wreck them. Li Yuandan nodded. Motion passed 4-0. Guerrilla squad, move out. Let's go. Yi Qingqing pumped her fists and tried to stand up, then yelped and dropped back down. Ow. My legs fell asleep. 2 hours until sunrise. Let's move. After resting a bit, Li Yuandan carefully turned on her flashlight, covering half the lens with her hand, so only a sliver of dim light came through, enough to see the road. Take it slow. Watch out for zombies. Safety first. We huddled together and scanned the area. The light accidentally hit 2 zombies standing next to a trash can, and we immediately killed the screen. The 2 zombies had just activated from the light, then got plunged back into darkness. They stood there looking completely confused. We crept away quietly. Huajiao whispered, Wait. Couldn't we take those 2? The 4 of us could handle them. Li Yuandan nodded but kept her voice low. We could, but fighting in the open street attracts more zombies. Right now we need to find an enclosed space, upgrade our gear, then pick them off safely. Like that place. She pointed her flashlight at a small convenience store up ahead. Yi Qingqing got excited. A convenience store. We're saved. I kept my guard up. Careful. Check for zombies inside first. We crept up to the glass door. Li Yuandan took a breath and raised the flashlight beam into the store like opening a mystery box. A clerk zombie plastered right against the glass door shrieked the moment the light hit it. Everyone flinched, except me. I grabbed the door handle to hold it shut, turned on my own flashlight and shined it inside, staring the zombie down through the glass at point-blank range. Maximum thrill. Looks like it's just this one in here. I scanned the rest of the store. The shelves and coolers behind the clerk zombie were almost completely looted. Even the premium cigarettes and liquor at the register were mostly gone. Looks like a swarm of locusts already hit this place. Everyone looked disappointed. Then Li Yuandan spotted a few bottles of white liquor left on the counter. Those are weapons. Yi Qingqing pointed at some iron walks tucked in a corner of the shelves. And those? We can wear them on our backs as shields. No more worrying about getting attacked from behind. Huajiao's eyes went wide. You guys really know how to use everything. I held the door handle steady. Weapons ready. Let's go. Wait, Li Yuandan stopped us. Last time we had no plan. This time, we coordinate first. Everyone target the temple. The wing point where the skull bones meet. That's the weak spot. I agreed completely. The back of the skull and forehead are like armor. Way too hard. Huajiao nodded. Zombie movies always show people hitting the head. So there's actual science behind it. Li Yuandan rubbed her own temple. The brainstem controls the body. Destroy the central nervous system, and it's over. Huajiao gripped her clothes pole. Got it. Let this Sichuan dragon show it what's up. Yi Qingqing clutched her pink hair dryer, trembling. Spicy, lady soldiers. Attack. Li Yuandan flashed the light as the signal. I shoved the door open hard, slamming the zombie backward into a shelf. All four of us rushed inside. Huajiao lunged forward with the clothes pole and smashed it down on the clerk zombie's head. Trapped like a rat, the zombie hit the floor. Yi Qingqing jammed the hair dryer into its mouth while I drove the fruit knife straight into its temple.
Clean and fast.
5 seconds.
Done.
The zombie was dead before it knew what happened. Perfect. Li Yuandan was about to celebrate when her eyes went wide with horror. Run, more incoming. 2 more zombies burst out from the storage room door in the back corner. I reacted instantly, shoving the 2 nearest shelving units over. They crashed down right on the first zombie, a stockroom worker type, pinning it to the floor. I'll handle this one. Go. The second zombie, a woman with long black hair and a face streaked with blood, charged at Li Yuandan. She panicked and threw her backpack at it again. Stay away from me, Huajiao screamed in fear but swung even harder, cracking the clothes pole across the zombie's head so hard its straight hair turned into bloody waves. How dare you have the same hairstyle as me? Die. Yi Qingqing grabbed a plastic trash can from next to the counter and slammed it over the zombie's head. Lights out. The zombie froze in confusion under the trash can. Huajiao answered with a barrage of pole strikes, hammering the trash can like a drum. On my side, the stockroom zombie crawled out from under the shelves. I grabbed one of the iron walks, bottom side up, and swung it with everything I had. The impact nearly cracked its skull open on the spot. We'll pin it, you finish it. Li Yuandan and Yi Qingqing shoved an empty refrigerator against the zombie, crushing it into the wall corner like a sandwich. It thrashed uselessly. Goodbye. One stab with my knife, and it went silent forever. At the same time, the long-haired zombie finally dropped after 50 hits from Huajiao's clothes pole. Finally shut up. Scared me so bad my bra strap came off. Huajiao adjusted her shoulder strap, and the 3 of us went completely silent at that comment. I caught my breath and shined the flashlight into the storage room. My eyes lit up. Look, there's a whole box of food in here. And drinks. Everyone rushed over. Sure enough, a box full of loose snacks. Bread, spicy strips, crackers, everything.
Ye vink beamet. Jackpot.
The mission is survive 3 days. We just lock ourselves in the store, eat and drink, stay safe. Easy win. I shook my head. Survival is good, but that's just the minimum. Don't forget, the real goal is getting those magic potions and unlocking abilities. Li Yuandan agreed. This is just our starting point. We've already come this far, so we need to stay ahead. We should grab at least 1 potion. Huajiao was pumped after her solo kill. I'm in. Point me at anything. And, honestly, our teamwork is incredible. I'm starting to think zombies look almost cute now. This adaptation speed is scary. Yi Qingqing smiled slyly. You're all right. And by the way, I already collected the crystal cores from all 3 zombies we just killed. Right now, I might be the richest person in the world. The 3 of us sucked in a sharp breath, then simultaneously held out our hands. Not anymore, you're not. Yi Qingqing. I locked the storage room door behind us. After that fight, we were all a bit worn out and needed a breather. Huajiao turned on her flashlight to find a spot to sit, accidentally brushed against a shelf, and a cloud of dust hit her face, triggering a coughing fit. How long has it been since anyone came in here? So much dust. Then Yi Qingqing, who'd already been digging through the snack box, let out a piercing shriek. They're all expired. I flipped over a couple bread packages and checked the production dates. Some bags were punctured and leaking air. This city's been abandoned for a long time. Even the 6-month shelf life on bread has passed. Nothing good left here. Huajia laughed bitterly. Great. So this is how they treat us. Li Yuandan swept her flashlight around every corner of the storage room and found a bright red emergency notice pinned to a shelf. This might be useful. It has info on zombie transmission, symptoms, and mutation timeline. It's from the city government's biological research office. We crowded around to read it. Only Yi Qingqing stayed behind, still obsessively checking expiration dates. I skipped the sympathetic introduction about damaged signal towers and drone deliver notices and went straight for the key points. Just like we thought, the zombie virus spreads through blood. Bites and scratches both cause infection. Huajiao's eyes went wide. And it says the virus takes 8 hours to reach the brain? It's not instant. I nodded, then thought about my zombie acting performance that scared Li's group away. I couldn't help but grin. Now I know. Next time I can be way more convincing. Li Yuandan pointed at the last 2 lines. Early symptoms. First 3 hours. The body gets cold. You can't move well. Mainly high fever, coughing, runny nose. Achoo! Yi Qingqing sneezed loudly from behind the boxes, making all 3 of us jump. She turned around beaming. Look what I found. 2 bags of compressed biscuits at the very bottom, still within date. Of course it's you. We gave her a silent thumbs up. We split the biscuits 4 ways, ate 4 starch sausages from Yi Qingqing's bag, and washed it all down with water from our thermoses. Not bad at all. Yi Qingqing looked at her still full backpack, but her sense of security was slipping. Where do we go next? I don't want to run out of food. Li Yuandan flipped the red notice over. The back has the biological research base's address and a city route map. It's relatively close to us. Let's check it out. I raised an eyebrow. How do you know it's close? She pointed at the mini-map. On the way to the store, I noticed the street signs. We're on Nanyang Road, and I can see it right here on the map. Also, I've been thinking, if the city is divided into a quarantine zone and a safe zone and the whole place isn't that big, then the research base probably has the magic potions we need, right? Huajiao agreed. Even if there aren't potions, finding the antitoxin serum would still be a win. I took a deep breath. Then let's go now. Dawn's coming, and I don't want to be chased by a mob of zombies in broad daylight. Move out. Before leaving, Li Yuandan tossed her bent-up badminton racket and grabbed a flat-bottomed frying pan instead. Yi Qingqing and Huajiao each strapped an iron wok to their fronts, fully armored. Maximum security feeling. I tried wearing one on my back too, walked around the store twice, then ditched it.
Too heavy. Slows me down.
I prefer being fast and aggressive. Yi Qingqing looked worried. But at least it's safe, I smiled. It's like a video game. I'm going all in on attack power. You 3 can cover my back. As the designated frontline fighter, the others respected my choice and promised to watch out for me. Li Yuandan also scavenged 5 bottles of white liquor and 2 packs of cigarettes from the front counter. The liquor went into her and Huajiao's backpacks.
Ye ving rubet herhen sekçitetli.
Are those for distracting zombies so we can escape? Li Yuandan nodded. I'm going to make Molotov cocktails. Tie cloth strips around the bottlenecks, light them, throw. The bottle shatters, and the alcohol ignites. Pretty powerful. Huajiao nearly choked. Molotov cocktails? Are you serious? This is getting out of hand. Li Yuandan spread her hands with a helpless smile. Desperate times. And don't forget, I spent 2 months studying for my high school chemistry teaching certificate. Theory is on my side. Trust me. I laughed. So when physical attacks fail, we go chemical warfare. Yi Qingqing pointed at the 2 of us, jaw-dropping. Hold on, you're the warrior and she's the mage? That makes me look completely useless. Li Yuandan smiled gently. Stop. I'm counting on your food supply to keep us all alive. Huajiao clasped her face dreamily. This is great. Watching you 2, I get this cozy feeling of being carried. My firepower anxiety is fading. Before heading out, Li Yuandan noticed the window curtains and had an idea. She had Yi Qingqing cut them into a dozen cloth strips with the rusty scissors. If we find any empty bottles on the road, pick them up. We can pour the liquor into smaller bottles to spread out our firepower. Got it. I check my phone. It's 5 in the morning. Hopefully we reach the base before sunrise. We shined a flashlight through the glass door, confirmed it was clear, and crept outside. Li Yuandan checked the nearest street sign against the city map, compared it twice, then said, "Head south on this main road. About 7 kilometers. How far?" 7 kilometers. Huajiao barely managed to keep her voice down. "You said it was close." Li Yuandan shrugged. "On the city map, it is close. Biological research bases are always built away from populated areas, out in the suburbs. We're already in the near zone. If we wanted to reach the safe zone, those routes add up to over 20 kilometers. The three of us stood there, stunned. So we were already in the suburbs? I cleared my throat. So, let's find some shared bikes. Otherwise we'll never make it before dawn. Yi Qingqing looked nervous. But what if we crash into a zombie? Then we crash. After some debate, we decided to play it safe and walk, adjusting plans as we went. We still knew too little about this place. I confirmed south using the flashlight and the route map, and we started our nerve-wracking hike. The four of us stuck together like glue, killing the flashlight at every little sound. We tiptoed along, stopping constantly, narrowly passing zombies over and over through the longest 30 minutes of our lives. Then we realized we'd barely covered 1 kilometer.
Yeving Yanet.
This is impossible. Zombies are everywhere, every street, every alley, Huajiao sighed. And we haven't seen a single person from the train. Did everyone just hide? Li Yuandan held up a bag of 5 empty beer bottles she'd picked up along the way. At least the scavenging's going well. The city was more destroyed than we'd imagined. Bombed-out ruins everywhere, scattered debris. Even rats would have moved out. The few shared bikes left were all flat-tired and broken. No water, no power, no signal. Everything's been looted. Zombies on every corner. This has to be the most hopeless way to die, Yi Qingqing muttered while pulling another empty bottle from a trash pile. Wilderness survival, dorm room edition. Then a car horn blasted through the silence from around a nearby corner. Before we even saw the vehicle, its headlights lit up the alley. I tensed up. Someone's driving? That's bold. Hide, before we get run over. Huajiao spotted a tiny guard booth by an apartment complex gate, and we ducked inside. A car came screeching around the corner with 2 screaming zombies clinging to the windshield. They rolled off and got crushed under the wheels. We stared, stunned. I started thinking, I wonder how many people are in there. Maybe we can hitch a ride. But the car's bright headlights and horn were drawing zombies from every direction like starving college students rushing a buffet. The car hit some debris or a roadblock and got stuck, zombies closing in from all sides. This is our chance. Want to gamble? I turned to Li Yuandan.
Troll A Molotov. Yeving Panichket.
That's insane. The driver didn't do anything to us. I tugged her ear. I mean throw it away from the car to draw the zombies off. Then we hitch a ride. Okay, let's bet that the driver's a decent person. Li Yuandan understood immediately. She grabbed a half bottle of liquor wrapped with a cloth strip, lit it with the lighter, and threw it in the opposite direction from the car. The bottle shattered on impact. A beautiful burst of red and blue flames spread across the ground. The zombies, dumb as bots, abandoned the car and stumbled toward the fire like moths. The car's headlights went dark. The driver caught on fast. Once most zombies had cleared out, the engine roared, and the car turned toward us. We jumped up and down screaming with excitement. We'd won the bet. Then the car swerved into a side street and disappeared. We stood there frozen. I could barely process it. Seriously, dude? That's how you play. Shameless. Huajiao charged out and screamed at the vanishing taillights. If I ever see you again, you're dead. Then the car popped back out from the alley behind us, window rolling down. A guy about our age waved frantically. Get in. The road ahead of you is blocked. I had to loop around. 1 second of blank stares, then we rushed the car. Huajiao took shotgun. I headed for the back seat with Li Yuandan and Yi Qingqing. But when we opened the back door, there was a woman lying across the seat, short hair, white blouse, work clothes, maybe mid-20s, unconscious. The driver turned around, looking nervous. That's my sister. She's feeling bad from her period. Just resting. Hope you don't mind. Huajiao glanced back. Qingqing, come sit on my lap in the front. It'll be too cramped back there otherwise. Yi Qingqing climbed onto Huajiao's lap in the passenger seat. The back seat had dust and dried blood stains near the window, rough and messy, but hey, better than walking. Li Yuandan and I sat on either side of the girl to keep her stable. The engine fired up, and we sped away before the zombies could regroup. Once things calmed down, the driver relaxed a bit and looked at Huajiao.
Me oí.
Thanks for the help back there. Were you the one yelling at me just now? Oh, that was just excitement. I was yelling randomly. Huajiao's face turned bright red. We introduced ourselves and discovered we were all from the same university, Shanghai University. Su Yi was a junior studying auto repair. You're all seniors? Then I should call you upperclassmen. That's right, little junior. Your senior sister here almost thought you were ditching us. Huajiao had already dropped all formality. Su Yi smiled awkwardly, his dirty face tense. He kept glancing back at his sister, Su Ting.
Li Yuandan notisa.
We're heading toward the biological research base, right? Yeah. It's close, so figured we'd check it out. Li Yuandan cut straight through it. It's because your sister was bitten by a zombie, isn't it? Before Su Yi could respond, she took Su Ting's wrist and explained calmly. Don't worry. The moment I got in, I felt how cold her hands were. She's been shaking too. Those are early zombie infection symptoms. Within the 8-hour window, she can still be saved. So relax, we're not going to do anything. But since we're traveling together, there's no point hiding things. Better to be upfront. Su Yi's tension visibly melted away, replaced by deep helplessness. I was afraid you'd misunderstand. I figured keeping quiet was safer. So you saw the emergency notice too? Yi Qingqing nodded firmly. Of course. They're all over the streets, more common than junk mail. Su Yi let out a long breath and came clean. Thanks for understanding. I was truly desperate. That's the only reason I was crazy enough to drive through this mess with headlights on. Honestly, this whole thing is partly my fault. He steered around some ruins through a side road, a complicated look in his eyes. I'm a junior, auto repair major. When I first got teleported to the train, and then to this zombie station, my brain was just blank. We quickly got the full story from Su Yi. He and his older sister Su Ting had both been teleported to the infinite train. She'd just gotten off work, and he'd been doing a campus running exercise. They arrived empty-handed but were lucky enough to be assigned together in Carriage 5, seats 127 and 128. After that, we ended up in this zombie hellhole. Got separated during the initial zombie rush, and it took us forever to recover. Su Yi was still wearing his running clothes. The memory of those aggressive, mangled zombies clearly bothered him. Yi Qingqing helpfully corrected, it's called Zombie Night City, by the way. Su Yi sighed. Same difference. This whole city feels like one giant death trap in the dark. Li Yuandan asked the important question. How did your sister get hurt? And where did you find this car? Su Yi gripped the steering wheel, looking frustrated with himself. It's my fault, really. We searched nearby shops and restaurants, but barely found any supplies. I figured we should try somewhere else. I'm an auto repair major, so I thought I'd find us a vehicle. Found this Audi A6 at a gas station, still mostly intact. But when I started the engine, the noise attracted nearby zombies. My sister covered me and got scratched. She told me to leave her behind. His eyes went red. I couldn't think straight, but she's my sister. I grabbed her, threw her in the car, and drove. Then I found one of those red emergency notices inside the car, and it gave me hope. And then you found us. I exchanged a look with Li Yuandan. This was our first real glimpse of how other passengers were doing. Compared to them, we were doing well. At least nobody on our team was hurt. Huajiao connected the dots. No wonder we ran into you out there. We're all heading to the same place. Su Yi flinched. You guys got infected too? I laughed.
No.
We're heading to the research base for the antitoxin serum. Think of it as a preemptive vaccine. Su Yi relaxed. Oh, good. More people, more power. Huajiao raised another question. I can drive too. This city's been abandoned for months, right? A car sitting that long would have a dead battery. How'd you start it? Su Yi managed a small smile. Lucky it ran into me. I popped the hood, used tools from the gas station to disconnect the negative battery terminal, and the car still had gas. Got it running again. Your major really paid off, Huajiao said, impressed. Su, Yi got curious. Wait for study. We all exchanged painful looks. Huajiao, let's not talk about it. Me. It's completely useless here. Yi Qingqing, honestly, a culinary degree would have been more helpful. Li Yuandan, at least I got my high school chemistry teaching certificate. Without that I'd have nothing. Su Yi wiped sweat off his face. That bad? What is it? Landscape design. Tourism management. Before Yi Qingqing could roast our major further, she spotted something ahead. Watch out. Zombies in the road. Su Yi's eyes locked forward. Everyone buckle up. Li Yuandan and I were already strapped in. We secured the unconscious Su Ting between us. Yi Qingqing, sitting on Huajiao's lap, panicked. What about me? Huajiao rolled her eyes. I'm holding you. Sit tight. Su Yi floored it. The car plowed through 6 charging zombies, scattering them everywhere. One slammed onto the hood and pressed its bloody face right against the windshield, staring straight at Yi Qingqing. Get it off. Get it off. Su Yi calmly hit the wipers and scraped it off, leaving a trail of blood on the glass. As long as there aren't too many, we're perfectly safe. Yi Qingqing clutched her chest. When does this nightmare end? It's been 1 day, and it's been worse than my entire life. I turned around and saw the zombies we'd hit getting back up. Tough as cockroaches. Too bad. They only die from fatal head wounds. Otherwise we could have farmed crystal cores just by driving around. Su Yi shook his head. Those cores are brutal to get. My sister and I barely managed to kill one zombie, and it was missing an arm. Missing an arm? Yeah. A handicapped zombie. And it still almost got us. After about 30 more minutes of bumpy driving, dawn finally broke. Red sunlight climbed above the horizon, and the darkness faded away. Sunrise. Yi Qingqing cheered, watching the scenery scroll past. We're in the suburbs now. There are farmlands and way fewer zombies. I cracked the window open and let the cool morning air wake me up. Abandoned fields stretched along both sides of the road. Weeds grew wild around scattered graves, but in some corners, tiny green wheat sprouts poked through, stubborn little signs of life that made you want to harvest them immediately. Of course, that peaceful image shattered the second a zombie appeared in the field, stomping all over the sprouts. My smile died. I gripped my knife. Once we're out of this car, I'm making them pay for wasting food. Yi Qingqing was equally outraged. All this farmland going to waste. With the right crops, this place could be completely self-sufficient. She started planning out loud, pointing at different patches. Wheat here, peanuts there, sweet potatoes, soybeans, chickens, and ducks in those farmhouses by the irrigation channels. Her eyes were glowing. As a girl who grew up in the countryside, she'd already mentally promoted herself to farm owner.
Li Yuandan smilat.
Your farming DNA just awakened? Huh? But honestly, in an apocalypse, rural areas really are better for survival than cities. I agreed. Even in games, I love the farming and base building parts. Huajiao leaned back, satisfied. Perfect. With you guys around, I'll just sit back and eat. Wake up. New map incoming. Time to grind. Su Yi, listening to us bicker and joke, couldn't help but smile with genuine envy.
I'm honestly jealous.
You four always laughing and teasing each other. I wish I had friends like that, Huajiao asked. Maybe you just haven't met them yet. He shook his head with a resigned sigh. All my friendships have been temporary. Elementary school, middle school, high school. Every time I left, the connections just died. Even my college roommates are just guys I eat with. During breaks, we go completely silent. We went quiet for a moment. That hit a little too real.
Li Yuandan shuklat sufli.
What if I told you the 4 of us started out exactly the same way? Strangers living in the same room, minding our own business. We even had fights. Su Yi looked shocked. I probably wouldn't believe you. Yi Qingqing burst out laughing. It's true. And it all started because of one takeout order. Can you believe that? And just like that, the memories came flooding back. It was the start of sophomore year. Huajiao suggested we order seafood together. We all agreed. After eating, all 4 of us got violently sick within 10 minutes. Li Yuandan called 120 for an ambulance. I called 110 to report food poisoning and get evidence collected. Huajiao called our school advisor screaming, "We're all about to die," and Yi Qingqing crawled out into the 5th-floor hallway in the dark, scaring every girl who saw her. That night, ambulances, police cars, and our advisor all showed up. They found 4 girls passed out on the floor with messy hair. Total chaos. After treatment, we were all confirmed to have viral gastroenteritis from spoiled food and put in the same hospital room. We lay there hooked up to IVs, silently grateful to be alive. But nobody talked. Complete strangers. Huajiao broke the silence first. "Sorry, everyone. My fault for ordering the seafood." Li Yuandan shrugged. "Bad luck. Probably got shrimp that swam through contaminated water." Yi Qingqing stared at the ceiling.
Ivy fine.
"I just want to know about the restaurant's compensation. And can we use medical insurance for this?" I nodded. "Insurance covers it. Plus the restaurant settlement, I might be able to buy a new gaming laptop." Huajiao offered. "I'll buy you a silent keyboard too." "Why?" "Because your gaming at night is so loud it wakes me up constantly." "Oh yeah? Well, you never take out the trash." "It was your turn yesterday. Why didn't you mop or empty the bins?" "We're on the 5th floor. I did mop. But Qingqing does laundry on the balcony and drips water all over the floor." "I only did laundry because Li Yuandan splashed ink all over my clothes during calligraphy practice." "I splashed ink because I couldn't sleep." "Yi Qingqing, your snoring has been driving me insane for an entire year. I've been holding it in so long I'm turning into a ninja turtle." "So you did it on purpose?" "No, it was intentional." And just like that, every tiny grievance we'd bottled up since freshman year exploded at once. The hospital room went from morgue quiet to full-blown marketplace. The nurse coming to change our IVs was too scared to enter. After the epic mutual bombardment, we were all exhausted. Li Yuandan, as dorm leader, called order.
"Enough.
These are all petty little things. From now on, no hiding anything. If there's a problem, say it on the spot." She went first. "I admit it. My calligraphy practice makes a mess." I shrugged. "I game too hard at night. If you catch me up late, just unplug me." Huajiao came clean.
Fine.
"I skip trash duty because I'm lazy." Next, then Yi Qingqing listed her crimes in a tiny voice. "I've been using Huajiao's face wash. My laundry detergent is actually Qinyu's. My toilet paper is Li Yuandan's. I sometimes pocket a few yuan from the dorm fund. I eat everyone's snacks, and I sell your secondhand stuff online." The 3 of us exploded. "That's IT. So that's why my face wash runs out so fast. I thought all 3 of you were eating my snacks. It was just you. You sold my clothes hanger on a resale app." Yi Qingqing closed her eyes and played dead. "I'll go first. Do what you want. Don't you dare sleep. You owe us an explanation." The room erupted again. Every time we remembered that night, we couldn't help but laugh. Those embarrassing memories were our black history, but also the road that brought us together. "We're here." Su-yi pulled over along a wall covered by trees at the edge of the biological research base. We'd made it. Yi Qingqing let out a huge sigh of relief. She'd been in the front seat the whole ride and had taken the brunt of every scare. Huajiao smiled weakly. "You think it was hard for you? You were sitting on my lap. My legs are still numb." Yi Qingqing laughed and helped her out of the car. Li Yuandan and I carefully got out, grabbed our backpacks and iron woks, and looked around. The research base sat in the middle of an old village, surrounded by ruined farmland. The walls were covered in moss and ivy. Hard to miss. Su-yi checked on Su-ting, who just opened her eyes but was still curled up and shaking. He draped a blanket over her. "You're awake? I'll find the serum and come right back." She'd been semi-conscious and had heard our conversations. She nodded weakly. "Be careful. I can hold on." Su-yi closed her door and popped the trunk to grab a weapon. I peeked inside, and my eyes lit up. "You've got a lot in here, motorcycle helmets, a toolbox, everything." I grabbed whatever looked useful from the gas station. He put on a helmet and oil-resistant gloves, then picked up a crowbar. "This is my best option, good for attacking and defending, and it's light." I pointed at the second motorcycle helmet. "Mind if I borrow that?" "Go ahead. I had it for my sister, but she can't use it now. Take whatever you want." I strapped on the helmet and goggles, swapped my insulated gloves for oil-resistant ones for better grip, and picked out a tungsten steel screwdriver that looked like it could kill someone just by existing. Fully geared up at nearly 170 centimeters tall, I looked like an action movie heroine. Swap the fleece jacket and jeans for leather, and I'd be a straight-up spy. Let's move. Recon first. We crept along the wall, skirting around zombie zones, and reached the base's front entrance. The sight stopped us cold. The iron gate was destroyed, wide open, welcoming us in the worst way. The protective fencing and railings were full of gaping holes, draped with torn clothes and chunks of things I didn't want to identify. Wow, that smell. The stench of rotting flesh hit us like a wall. Huajiao covered her nose. Looks clear enough for now. Let's go. I led the charge toward the building with Sui right behind me. He was the most desperate one here. We entered the courtyard. A few large paulownia and magnolia trees provided shade over a crumbling 5-story concrete building. I pressed against the glass front door and peeked into the lobby. My scalp tingled. At least 10 zombies in there. And that's just the first floor. Yi Qingqing's spirit cracked. That many? Just because we're the first ones here. Huajiao cupped Yi Qingqing's face playfully. Relax. The risk is ours, but so is the reward. Is that your excuse for smearing dirt on my face? Yi Qingqing laughed and wiped off the black handprint. Then 7 zombies in office clothes inside the lobby spotted us and rushed the glass door, slamming against it. We all jumped and pressed ourselves against the door to hold it shut. Li Yuandan realized the problem immediately. We forgot it's daytime now. Zombies are way more aggressive. At night they couldn't even see us. So what do? We can't hold this forever. Turn defense into offense. Let's him out. I made a bold call. On 3, everyone dodge left and right. Dandan and Qingqing block the door after the first batch gets through. Don't let the rest out. Got it. 3, 2, 1, we split apart. 5 office zombie types burst through the door. The first 2 tripped from their own momentum and face-planted. I moved fast. Left hand drove the tungsten screwdriver straight into a zombie's eye socket. Rotten blood sprayed everywhere. Right hand punched the fruit knife into its skull. A kick sent it crashing down. The speed shocked even Sui. He snapped out of it and swung his crowbar in a textbook badminton smash, nearly shattering 2 zombie skulls. His 72-point male strength stat wasn't just for show. Your monkey grandfather is here. Huajiao went absolutely berserk, jamming the clothes pole into a zombie's biting mouth, and then bringing the iron wok down on its head like a basketball dunk. 15 hits in 3 seconds. Even I flinched. Girl, your burst damage is way higher than mine. Li Yuandan and Yi Qingqing, holding the door, called out. We made too much noise. 4 more zombies gathering behind the door. Finish these fast. Huajiao and I teamed up, wok, 2 knives, 1 pole, and demolished the remaining zombie in seconds. Then we helped Sui finish his last 2. 1 minute flat. All of us drenched in cold sweat. Yi Qingqing, watching the pile of corpses, shouted urgently, Don't forget the crystal cores. Relax. I activated the bracelet's extraction function. 5 cores collected. I tossed one to Sui. No need to be polite. Finding the serum is what matters. Right? He pocketed the core quickly. His mind wasn't on currency. It was on saving his sister. Open the door. This time we rushed in together. On my signal, Li Yuandan and Yi Qingqing pulled the doors open. Sui charged forward, crowbar cracking down on 2 zombie skulls. Dandan, double walk attack. Yi Qingqing and Li Yuandan sandwiched a long-hair receptionist zombie between their 2 iron woks with a brutal head clap. The zombie spat out bile and collapsed with the most miserable expression. A yellowed leave of absence formed tumbling out of its pocket. Yi Qingqing mourned the poor office worker for about 1/10 of a second, then happily swiped its crystal core. Meanwhile, Huajiao and I handled 2 more. My dual blades and her combo pole strikes made quick work of them. Sui kept up as a solid teammate, his crowbar swinging without pause. 3 more cores. Our total had broken into double digits, putting us far ahead of anyone else. What's next, upperclassmen? Sui was buzzing with adrenaline, hands still shaking from the rush. I grinned and charged toward the lobby's lounge area. Keep pushing. The moment I stepped inside the lobby, 2 overturned sofa cushions were pinning down a short-haired zombie in medical scrubs. It shrieked at me the instant I walked in. Oh, a trap zombie? Don't worry. Big sister will set you free. Huajiao strolled over with her iron walk, grinning. Yi Qingqing chased after her. Hey, don't hog all the kills. Li Yuandan stared at the sofa-pin zombie, a flicker of suspicion crossing her face. Did someone come through here before us? Impossible, I said. We drove here. Nobody could have beaten us. Su Yi agreed. If someone else had been here, the first-floor zombies would already be cleared out. Li Yuandan nodded slowly. Maybe I'm overthinking it. After Yi Qingqing pocketed the crystal core, we headed for the stairs. On the way, Li Yuandan spotted a peeling floor directory sign on the corridor wall. Hold on. There's a layout for all 5 floors. F1, Administration. F2, Biology Dissection Lab. F3, Cafeteria and Supply Rooms. F4 and F5, Research and Development, Biological Center. She snapped a photo with her phone. At least now we won't waste time running around blind. We can skip admin and the cafeteria and search everything else systematically. Su Yi brightened up. That'll save us a ton of time. Li Yuandan studied the layout and pointed right. Let's go that way. Because those stairs go straight to the lab? I asked excitedly.
No.
The bathroom's over there. 2 minutes later, we crept up 2 flights of stairs and pushed open a blood-splattered glass door to peek at the 2nd floor. My stomach dropped. Yi Qingqing slapped both hands over her mouth to stop herself from screaming. The 2nd floor was a horror show. At least 20 zombies wandered the hallway and lobby, stepping over dried-out corpses. The reception desk area was crawling with them, and the disinfection room and specimen prep room doors were wide open with zombie shadows shuffling in and out. Su Yi's face went white. I tapped his shoulder and pointed at a torn red banner hanging over a door in the main hall. Someone had written in big black marker, "Antitoxin serum is in room 406, 4th floor, R&D lab. Please follow staff and line up in an orderly fashion, room 406. Coordinates and everything," Huajiao whispered in amazement. But this banner is shredded. Was it written by the people who turned into these zombies? Li Yuandan frowned thoughtfully. I've been wondering, a city with guns, drones, cannons, and all kinds of advanced weapons should have handled zombies easily. So why did it become a dead city? Yi Qingqing pushed up imaginary glasses and said with fake wisdom, "There's only one explanation. The city infrastructure was destroyed. No water, no power. The original residents packed up everything and evacuated. They took all the supplies with them. Didn't even leave a cockroach." Li Yuandan smiled. That's what I was thinking too. Su Yi cleared his throat urgently. Can we just go straight to 406? Of course. But first, the bathroom on the 3rd floor. We climbed to the 3rd floor and were relieved to find the hallways, cafeteria, and supply rooms completely empty.
Not even a single zombie.
The residents really had stripped the place bare. Even cockroaches wouldn't bother visiting. The bathroom was around the stairwell corner. We listened at the door, weapons ready, exchanged glances. On 3, we rush in. 1. I kicked open the door with my helmet and charged in, dual-wielding my knives. Huajiao and Li Yuandan followed right behind. The door released a wave of stench, 6 months of unflushed toilets mixed with zombie rot. Yi Qingqing watched us charge in and gagged. What's the rush? Are you guys competing to irk? 10 seconds of crashing and bashing later, 2 zombies with smashed skulls came flying out the door like garbage. Su Yi, standing guard on the stairs, jumped back 2 steps and politely looked away. I slammed the door shut and laughed.
See?
We're made for team fights. Huajiao, you went way too hard. You literally knocked that zombie's brain matter out. Please, that amount of blood is nothing compared to what I deal with every month on my period. No wonder I'm not afraid of blood. It's a built-in advantage. After we finished up, we climbed toward the 4th floor and froze. The stairwell entrance had been barricaded. The original glass door was smashed to pieces, replaced by 2 reception desks and a wooden door that looked like it had been ripped off its hinges, crudely blocking the passage. Heavy, chaotic footsteps echoed from behind the barrier. The zombie stench was thicker than any other floor. This is bad. Very bad. Li Yuandan took a deep breath, climbed behind the reception desk, and peered through a crack in the wooden door. Her pupils shrank. The entire corridor was packed with zombies wearing white lab coats. Dozens of research staff, all turned. The worst part, some still carried tools from their living days. Scalpels, forceps, blood-stained surgical instruments, swaying as they shuffled through the hallway. Huajiao covered her mouth and whispered, "I count. About 30. Even I broke into a cold sweat and I'd gotten used to fighting these things. No wonder someone barricaded this floor. This is terrifying." Yi Qingqing added the final blow. "And they're armed. There's no way we can get through to the serum without someone getting seriously hurt." Su Yi looked like he was about to cry. "So we can't make it." Li Yuandan turned to him. "Let's try outsmarting them. Set a 1-minute alarm on your phone and leave it on top of the desk here. We'll test their reaction. If we can lure them away, we have a chance." Su Yi set the alarm with shaking hands and placed the phone on the reception desk. We all retreated down the stairwell, watching from a dozen steps below. A minute later, the phone started singing. "The world isolates me. Let them mock. I'll just keep my silence." The phone alarm echoed through the corridor. 2 zombies in surgical scrubs walked right past it without even looking. A full minute of ringing, and not a single zombie cared. Yi Qingqing's jaw dropped. It really got isolated. I was completely confused. That doesn't make sense. At night, those zombies definitely reacted to sounds we made. Li Yuandan bit her lip. Maybe it's because it's daytime. Or they've evolved. Huajia snapped, shouting toward the stairwell. "Are you kidding me? We haven't even seen the magic potions yet, and they're already evolving." The instant her voice left her mouth, 6 or 7 zombies near the stairway whipped around and threw themselves against the barricade, pressing their dead fish eyes against the wooden door, staring right at us. Huajiao nearly jumped out of her skin.
What?
I thought they didn't react to sound. Li Yuandan figured it out instantly. They ignore recorded sounds. But a living human voice triggers them directly. Yi Qingqing was in disbelief. They're that smart? We might as well just go home. Retreat. We exchanged one look and bolted. Su Yi stayed frozen at the barricade, seemingly unwilling to give up. Then one surgical zombie climbed over its companions' heads and launched itself down the stairwell straight at Su Yi, a rusty scalpel aimed at his face. Huajiao threw her iron walk just in time. The scalpel scraped across the metal with a horrible screech. I kicked the zombie down and screamed at Su Yi. "What are you standing there for? Run!" He snapped out of it and followed us. We scrambled down the stairs to the empty third-floor cafeteria area. Li Yuandan spotted a supply room door and pulled it open. "In here." We rushed inside and slammed the door shut. I yanked down a window curtain, plunging the room into darkness. We leaned against the walls, catching our breath, while a zombie outside kept stabbing the door with its scalpel. Li Yuandan took a sip from her thermos and said calmly, "We need reinforcements. A lot of them. With our current firepower, going up there is suicide." "What about Molotov cocktails?" Yi Qingqing suggested. "Won't work. Zombies don't feel pain. Fire won't kill them. It'll just trap us. Besides, that was a nighttime strategy." Li Yuandan glanced meaningfully at Su Yi. He stood in silence for a long time. Then he got up, faced all 4 of us, and bowed deeply. "I understand. Thank you for everything, seniors. But I have to go. I have my reasons. I hope we'll meet again." He opened the door, instantly drove his crowbar into the zombie still banging on it, then sprinted down the corridor, drawing the zombie away with him. Both disappeared around the corner. I watched through the curtain. He's got a conscience. Even led the zombie away from us. Yi Qingqing was still processing. That was so sudden. He just left. Li Yuandan wasn't surprised at all. He knew we probably wouldn't risk our lives for him and his sister. And honestly, he was right. We shouldn't. Huajiao grabbed a bag of chips from Yi Qingqing's pack, crunching loudly to refuel. "The kid's decent. I wish him luck. But that's as far as it goes." Then a thud came from the corner of the room. In the empty supply room, it sounded unnervingly loud. A rat, we all wondered. Li Yuandan walked over and found a small cold storage room door hidden behind empty shelves. She tried the handle, locked from inside. She sighed. It's bolted from within. Might be storing something. Yi Qingqing pointed at 2 bags of moldy flour nearby. Even if there's food in there, with no power or water, it's probably ruined like everything else. Li Yuandan swept her flashlight around the room without finding much. Then her eyes locked on something, messy footprints in the dust on the floor. Something fell off. These footprints. She compared sizes with her flashlight, following them toward the cold storage door. A chill crept up her spine. What's wrong? It was just a rat, right? I walked over, curious. Li Yuandan leaned close and whispered in my ear. There are people inside. More than one. My mind raced. I touched the cold storage door handle. No dust on it. Through the door, I could faintly hear breathing. My heart pounded. I made a quick decision and turned to the others with a casual tone. Let's go. It's safe outside now. Let's check other areas. We left that room fast, nerves on edge the entire way. Yi Qingqing trailed behind us. What happened? Did you find something? Li Yuandan held up her hand and gave the conclusion. The door handle had no dust, and there were multiple sets of fresh footprints on the floor. Huajiao shivered. Are you sure? In broad daylight, I really don't want to run into ghosts. Yi Qingqing's eyes went wide. Wait, 2 problems. Why would anyone be here before us? And the first floor zombies weren't cleared at all. It's like nobody ever came through. Li Yuandan rubbed her temples. I don't know. My head's a mess right now. Zombies are dangerous, sure, but at least they're predictable. People aren't. Things are getting more complicated by the minute. Let's search for other clues. Maybe we'll find info about the potions. I refuse to believe all 10 bottles are concentrated in the safe zone, right? Once we unlock abilities, no more firepower anxiety. Let's move. Let's do this. Our footsteps faded down the 3rd floor corridor. Behind us, in the cold storage room, a man with his ear pressed against the door turned to his 5 companions. Sounds like they're gone. Meanwhile, we had no idea what was happening in that cold storage room after we left. Inside, a group of 6 people had been hiding, led by a guy named Zhao Shuncheng, a 30-something businessman in a suit who fancied himself a mastermind. His plan was simple and shameless. Let other people fight the zombies, then swoop in and steal the rewards. They'd actually arrived at the research base before us. Their group of 15 had been randomly teleported right near it. But they lost 6 people who ran away scared, and 2 more got bitten to death on the 1st floor. The remaining 8 snuck up to the 3rd floor and hid. Zhao Shuncheng had scouted the 4th floor before dawn. One look at those 30-plus scalpel-wielding lab-coat zombies, and he'd scrambled back down, refusing to leave the storage room since. A girl in their group named Mo Rand thought his strategy was disgusting and said they should cooperate openly. But she was outnumbered and had nowhere else to go. To make things worse, her boyfriend Zhang Jin had been secretly scratched by a zombie. He was infected. He whispered to her that they needed to find a chance to leave the group. We knew nothing about any of this, but after finding a new hiding spot, a crumbling warehouse, Li Yuandan had figured something out. Everyone was randomly teleported to different parts of the city. That explained why people were at the base before us, and why we'd barely seen anyone on the road. She'd studied the city map carefully. The research base is in the south. The safe zone is in the north. There are at least 4 separate areas: east, west, south, north. People got scattered across all of them. That also explained why our entire journey, we only ran into Sui. Yi Qingqing got jealous. So, whoever landed in the safe zone hit the jackpot. I shook my head. Not necessarily. Safe zone sounds great, but if tons of people got sent there, the competition for potions would be way worse than ours. Huajiao counted our crystal cores. Whatever happens, we're definitely ahead in assets. Including the ones from the bathroom and corridor fights, we've got 14 cores now. No idea what they're worth on the train, though. I stared out the window at a magnolia tree and sniffed the faint floral scent drifting in. First thing I'm doing when we get back to the train is taking a shower. I'm starting to smell. Then 2 sparrows hopped along the tree branches outside the 3rd floor corridor. When they flew down to the ground to look for food, a zombie lunged at them, and they scattered. Something clicked in my head. I've got an idea. At the exact same time, Li Yuandan said, "Me too." We pointed at each other. "You first." Huajiao and Yi Qingqing stared at us. What's wrong with you two? Living sounds, I explained quickly. Zombies ignore mechanical sounds like phone alarms because those have no life force. But they react to living things, humans, animals. Sparrows, chickens, ducks, even rats could work as bait. What about you, Dandan? Huajiao asked. Li Yuandan's face lit up. I was thinking about shadows, not sound. When zombies move through shaded areas, under trees, the building's shadow side, they slow down. It's like they think they're back in darkness. Yi Qingqing nodded. But shaded areas are too small to help us much. What if the shadow could move? Huajiao thought hard. Like what? Smoke bombs. I snapped my fingers, seeing the solution.
Li Yuandan nudda.
Potassium nitrate and white sugar, 3:2 ratio. Potassium chlorate, glycerin, dry ice, any of those work. I studied military channels and science videos while prepping for my chemistry teaching certificate. She pulled up the building layout on her phone. There must be a lab somewhere in this building with. Wait, why are you all looking at me like that? The three of us were staring at her like she was an alien. You're not human. Then Yi Qingqing touched her short hair and asked Li Yuandan out of nowhere. Dandan, do you prefer girls with long hair or short hair? Huh? Short hair, I guess. Easier to wash. Yi Qingqing's eyes blazed with devotion. Then I'm keeping my short hair for you forever. Huajiao rolled her eyes and dragged Yi Qingqing toward the door. Cut the drama. We all know you keep your hair short because it's cheaper to maintain. Yi Qingqing gasped. How dare you expose me like that? After making our plan, we decided to hit the second-floor biology lab first. Li Yuandan left the beer bottles and extra liquor in the warehouse. Dead weight for now. We crept back to the second floor and stared through the glass door at the zombies wandering the corridors. Li Yuandan said we needed to find a lab. Even an animal specimen room would have the chemicals we needed. Left side or right side. Yi Qingqing carefully counted the zombies on each side, then came back to reality, looking a bit crushed. These regular zombies aren't as scary as the armed ones on the fourth floor, but there's still way too many to fight all at once. I scanned the second-floor lobby and spotted a fallen concrete slab about 2 meters long near the fire hydrant. That gave me an idea. We just need to buy time. Qingqing, help me hold the front with that slab. Huajiao, cover our sides and knock back any zombie that gets close. Dandan, you scout ahead and find the lab. Yi Qingqing did her calculations. Let's go right. I counted one fewer zombie on that side. Huajiao cheered. Details win wars. Go. I threw open the glass door. 3 lab coat zombies rushed us immediately. Huajiao and Li Yuandan answered with ironwalk headshots. I charged forward helmet first, shoulder-checking a zombie into the stairwell, then grabbed a fire extinguisher off the ground and hurled it after it. 5 more zombies from the lobby area converged on us. Huajiao kicked one into 2 others, knocking them all down. I grabbed the concrete slab with Yi Qingqing, and we jammed it into the corridor like a barricade. Zombies pounded against it with terrifying force, nearly shoving us backward. Huajiao stood in the middle, swinging her walk at the front row to support us. Dandan found the lab yet. Disinfection room, dissection room, not this one either. Li Yuandan sprinted down the hallway, checking each door. Then her voice dropped with despair. I think we went the wrong way. The lab is on the opposite side of the second floor. That nearly killed our morale. The concrete slab was crumbling under the assault. Yi Qingqing looked devastated. She'd suggested going right. Don't give up. Pull it together. Huajiao screamed to keep spirits alive, her iron walk already beaten into scrap metal. Li Yuandan staked everything on the last door. She read the sign and yanked the handle. Found it. Biology lab. 3, 2, 1, let go. I told the others to fall back. I dropped the slab, kicked forward one last time, and we all dove into the lab before the zombie wave hit. Li Yuandan slammed the security door shut. Huajiao and Yi Qingqing pulled down the curtains, plunging us back into darkness. Everyone gasped for air. That was way too intense. Sweat dripped down both sides of my face. After all that non-stop fighting, I was running on fumes. We drank water and caught our breath. Yi Qingqing hung her head. Going right was my call. I almost got us all killed. Li Yuandan turned on her flashlight and started examining the lab. Don't worry about it. We decided together. And we found the place, didn't we? Huajiao nodded. Your food supply is our greatest treasure. Now hand me some dried plums. I laughed. I'm hungry too. Yi Qingqing smiled and pulled out instant noodle cakes, soy milk, dried plums, and other snacks from her bag.
Eat up.
Lightens my load anyway. While refueling, we explored the room with our flashlights. Cobwebs in every corner, thick dust everywhere. In the center stood abandoned workbenches with petri dishes, centrifuge tubes, and beakers of uncertain usability. Li Yuandan picked up an intact graduated cylinder, then moved to the chemical storage cabinet, a 5-shelf iron unit stocked with labeled reagents. Her eyes lit up. Everyone help me get these out. Let me see what we can use. We pulled out acids, bases, and solid chemicals, lining everything up on the workbench. There's actually white sugar. Yi Qingqing handed over a glass bottle. Li Yuandan took a sample with a spatula and examined it closely. Most of it's usable. Some has yellowed and clumped, but we can filter out the impurities. Huajiao found another bottle and opened it, clear diamond-shaped crystals inside. Dandan, is this potassium nitrate? That's exactly it. Colorless, transparent rhombic crystals. Li Yuandan was beaming. This stuff has tons of uses. Fertilizer, fireworks, even food additives. Honestly, if I hadn't watched those military science channels while studying for my chemistry exam, I'd never have known you can mix it with sugar to make smoke bombs. While she talked, she measured out a 6:4 ratio of potassium nitrate to sugar and put it in a beaker over flame. We watched the mixture slowly transform into an amber-colored syrup, tense and hopeful. Is this the finished product? Pretty much. Pack it into cans and wrap them with cloth strips. Li Yuandan scratched her head sheepishly. It's rough work. A professional would add proper fuses and smoke control mechanisms. But this'll do. She poured the mixture into 4 empty cans and glass jars we'd scavenged from the third-floor cafeteria, wrapping each one in strips of curtain fabric. Huajiao sighed.
Too few cans.
We couldn't find many in time. It's enough to test. I pulled back a corner of the curtain and looked at the 7 or 8 zombies still pounding on our door. These things never give up. No problem. Time for the magic show. Li Yuandan cracked a window, lit the cloth strip on top of one can, and tossed it into the corridor. Within 5 seconds, the fuse burned down and ignited the mixture inside. Li Yuandan explained without blinking. The potassium nitrate decomposes in heat, releasing oxygen, which reacts with the carbon dioxide in the air to produce. A massive cloud of thick white smoke erupted from the can, filling the entire corridor in seconds. Some even drifted back through our window. The zombies engulfed in smoke froze mid-step. Their movements locked up like they'd been paralyzed. Their expressions went blank, confused, almost peaceful, like someone had yanked the plug on their brains. Yi Qingqing's eyes went wide. Is it just me, or do they actually look gentle now? Huajiao cracked up. They look like game NPCs that suddenly disconnected mid-battle. Li Yuandan waved urgently. Move, before the mixture burns out. I carefully opened the door and took 2 test steps right in front of a zombie. It didn't react at all. Like I was invisible. I waved the others forward. We tiptoed past several zombies, and once we cleared the smoke zone, we sprinted for the stairwell and ran back down to our 3rd-floor base camp. HHHHH. We threw our arms around each other, screaming with joy.
Je vink sponin kirkles.
Dandan, you are my god. I was pumped, ready to charge into battle. With these smoke bombs plus a few rats or mice as bait, we can walk right through the 4th floor. Huajiao pinched herself. This feels like a dream. Li Yuandan grinned ear to ear. Where there's a will, there's a way. No matter what they throw at us, they go 1 foot high, we go 10 feet higher. By noon, the zombies in the building were getting rowdier under the daylight, hungry and aggressive. It's almost 1 o'clock. I'm getting sleepy. When are we moving? Yi Qingqing yawned from the doorway. We've been resting in our 3rd-floor warehouse base for an hour, recovering stamina and making both daytime and nighttime battle plans.
Li Yuandan rubet her temples.
Night operations would be safest. But I'm worried that by tonight, more people will show up and someone might beat us to the serum. Yi Qingqing snapped awake. Then let's go now. We've got smoke bombs. I tied my hair back into a high ponytail, strapped on my helmet and nodded. Agreed. We don't have the luxury of waiting. I prefer taking the initiative anyway. Just then, rapid footsteps echoed down the corridor, followed by a familiar shout. Seniors, are you still here? It's Sue. I pushed the door open and waved him over. We're here. Could you yell any louder? He came sprinting over, drenched in sweat. There's nobody else in this building besides us. And I found something huge. That's why I came back. We perked up. Tell us. He pulled a worn white key card from his pocket, beaming. Remember that zombie that chased me? I used the stairwell to throw it down a flight of stairs and found this on it. Look, it says 406 Biology Research Lab Mechanical Key Card. After that, I tied myself up with nylon rope and climbed the outside of the building using air conditioning units and window ledges. Took me an hour going back and forth, but I figured out that room 406 has an encrypted security door. Every window and entry point is sealed. Without this key card, there's no way in. We were stunned. Sue had accomplished all that on his own. Li Yuandan analyzed it quickly. Whatever's inside must be incredibly important if they locked it down that tight. Yi Qingqing's eyes sparkled. This is exactly what we needed. Now we have everything, Sue sighed. But what about the army of zombies on that floor? Huajiao studied his tense face. You're really anxious, aren't you? Of course I am. My sister has maybe 40 minutes left. The weight of that hit us all. Please, I finally got the key, and I can't give up now. I came back because I need your help. I'm begging you. I cleared my throat and exchanged a smile with the other three. In a way, we were both heading toward the same goal. Let's move. Really? We're going to the 4th floor. No. First, we're catching mice. What? Don't ask questions. Just follow us. We'll get your sister out alive. Yes, ma'am. For the next 30 minutes, the 5 of us turned the cafeteria area upside down, kitchens, storage rooms, back halls. We sealed exits, blocked corners, and herded anything that moved. One mouse finally got snagged by Sue as it crawled out of a rotting flour bag. The little thing looked absolutely betrayed. It had survived 6 months in a zombie-infested building only to be caught by a bunch of college students. Finally, catching mice is harder than fighting zombies. Sue spat out dust, looking like he'd rolled through a rat's nest himself. We've got 3. Enough? Should be. Any more, and I'll throw up yesterday's dinner. Li Yuandan stepped outside for fresh air. Let's go. We'll get you through the 4th floor without a scratch. At the 4th floor barricade, we crouched behind the wooden door and reception desks, out of sight. Li Yuandan signaled to Sue and pointed at the bag of mice. Throw them the opposite direction. As far as you can. Sue took a deep breath, popped up, and launched the bag like he was tossing a lunchbox. It smacked a surgical gown zombie right in the face. The mice hit the ground, squealed, and scattered in every direction. Every zombie within 10 meters went berserk, chasing the mice like they'd spotted premium protein. The whole floor erupted into chaos. 30 densely packed zombies suddenly dispersed, leaving wide-open paths. Climb over. We helped each other over the barricade and officially set foot on the 4th floor. Follow the room numbers. Straight to 406. We cut through the lobby from the left corridor. 5 scalpel-wielding zombies blocked the way. I lit the cloth strip on a smoke bomb can and tossed it. White smoke billowed out like fog, engulfing everything. I led the way through. Everyone pressed tight together to avoid accidentally bumping a zombie. We walked right past them. Invisible. You guys are special forces. Suyi's jaw was on the floor. 1 minute. 3 mice. 1 smoke bomb. And room 406 stood right before us. Just like Sue described, a gleaming steel door. Not a single scratch or a rust mark on it. Unbreakable looking. If we'd fought through 30 zombies only to find a door we couldn't open, that would have been the cruelest death of all. Yi Qingqing ran her hand along the smooth lock. This is aluminum alloy. The kind they use for classified documents and top-secret archives. Bulletproof. Key card, please. Sue slid the card in and turned the mechanical lock. A soft click. The vault door swung open, and a blast of freezing air rushed out. We slipped inside. Yi Qingqing sneezed from the cold. The room was dark and frigid, but before we could even turn on our flashlights, we all spotted it. the backup power indicator blinking on a refrigerated storage unit. It still has power. The serum must be in there. I opened the cooling cabinet immediately. White frost mist cleared to reveal 10 red liquid vials lying in a neat row, each labeled for oral use. Beside them sat an unassuming but perfectly preserved research report. Yi Qingqing squealed with excitement. This is amazing. Even if we get bitten now, we're fine. Huajiao kept nodding. Less than 3 minutes from climbing up here, and we got everything without fighting a single zombie. This is unreal. Li Yuandan smiled. That's because we finally found the right approach. Once you have the right angle, it's like reaching into your own pocket. Then Su Yi clutched one vial of serum, shaking with emotion, pointing at himself. I need to go. Right now. Yi Qingqing laughed. Go save your sister. I'll never forget this. Sui stuffed the serum into his pocket, threw open the door, and got kicked square in the face. HH, a scream. We all spun around. Well, looks like a full house in here. Mind if I join the party? Zhao Shunqing stood in the doorway with his 4 guys, blocking the exit. They were carrying iron bars, a cleaver, a staircase railing, and a hammer. All grinning like wolves. The balding fat guy next to him snickered. Nice timing, boss. We catch them right at the finish line. Zhao Shunqing laughed. I didn't expect these girls to be so capable, clearing out most of the 4th floor zombies for us. Couldn't have asked for a better setup. He looked at Su Yi, who we'd helped back to his feet. And thanks to you, kid. You were yelling so loud in the corridor we heard you all the way from the cold storage room. Let us right here. Su Yi spat blood on the floor. You cowardly scumbags. He turned to us, face full of guilt.
I'm sorry.
This is my fault. I gave away our position. Li Yuandan gripped her iron wok. It's not your fault. No matter how careful you were, these people were determined to follow us. I stepped to the front immediately. Apologies can wait. Let's deal with these lowlifes first. The fat guy waved his cleaver. Deal with us? I could take 2 of you by myself. Who wants to bleed first? I smiled. Makes sense. With all that pork and body fat, you really do count as 2 people. His face went purple with rage. You're dead. I spent 10 years in a slaughterhouse. Butchering meat is second nature. Try me. Zhao Shunqing held him back, putting on a friendly act. Now, no need for conflict. We're all civilized here. My request is simple. Give us 6 vials of that serum. 6 for our group. Then we walk away. Deal. There were 9 vials behind us. He wanted 6. Huajiao laughed bitterly. 6? Why not just rob us outright? Who gave you this courage? Yi Qingqing poked her head out desperately. You said you want peace, then trade crystal cores for them. Why does it have to be a fight? Zhao Shunqing shook his head and stepped inside. His 4 men followed, slamming the vault door shut behind them. Only the survivors in this room walk out of here. The room went dark. His friendly mask dropped instantly. Su Yi grabbed his crowbar. I'll hold them off. You 4 run. If you can. Please save my sister. He charged at Zhao Shunqing's group with a war cry, crowbar clashing against iron bar in a shower of sparks. They grappled together. The fat guy rushed straight at us, cleaver raised high. I'll cut you all down. I snatched the iron wok from Yi Qingqing's hands and blocked the cleaver with everything I had.
Run.
I've got this. I dodged his swing and kicked him hard between the legs. A devastating crunch echoed through the room. He screamed but kept coming, 200 pounds of pure fury lunging at me. Li Yuandan, Huajiao, and Yi Qingqing tried to help, but the other 2 men intercepted them with a hammer and a metal railing. Huajiao blocked with her clothes pole, while Yi Qingqing hurled her pink-haired dryer at their faces. Su Yi, already injured, went down from a bar strike. Zhao Shunqing wiped blood from his lip and charged toward our side. I couldn't hold off 2 attackers at once.
Pure strength, I was outmatched.
Dandan, Li Yuandan pulled a backup liquor bottle from her bag and smashed it on the floor. Glass shattered everywhere. She lit the alcohol-soaked cloth with a lighter. Flames erupted across the floor, filling the room. Everyone stop, or we all burn. The fire was closest to Zhao Shunqing and the fat guy. Their clothes caught sparks. They panicked and scrambled for the door. I used the chaos to grab all the serum vials. Li Yuandan snatched the research report too. We shoved the refrigerator over to crush the flames, grabbed Su Yi, and got out. But it wasn't over. Zhao Shuncheng had already patted out his burning suit. The fat guy had stripped off his smoldering jacket, his flabby face trembling with fury. Nobody leaves. Drop everything, including your lives. His two remaining guys charged at us in the corridor. I blocked a swing with the wok and shouted, "Keep going. Make enough noise in this corridor, and every zombie on this floor comes for all of us. We die together. Once we take your serum, we won't fear zombies." The fat guy had completely lost it. He came at me with the cleaver, driven by revenge for that kick. Zhao Shuncheng swung his iron bar at my face. "Get away from us, you garbage. Picking on 4 girls makes you proud." Huajiao was swinging her clothes pole in every direction like a monkey gone berserk. I dodged the fat guy's attack with a ground roll, then launched the iron wok at his forehead. It cracked against his skull so hard, he collapsed screaming. "Qin Yu, behind you!" Li Yuandan screamed the warning while blocking Zhao Shuncheng with a fire hydrant cover. I felt the rush of wind behind me and twisted sideways. A hammer grazed my shoulder and crashed into my helmet. The impact knocked me to the ground, head spinning. Before I could get up, the fat guy was on top of me. His 2 massive, greasy hands clamped around my throat. "I'll choke you to death. You dare fight me, Qin Yu?" And oh, Li Yuandan and the others screamed and tried to reach me, but Zhao Shuncheng's group kept them pinned. I couldn't breathe. Everything around me started blurring. Their voices grew distant. The pressure on my neck kept increasing. "Choke her, harder." In that fading moment, a memory flashed through my mind. I was 10 years old, my father's funeral. As his only child, I had to perform the sacrificial rite, strangle a rooster with my bare hands, no blood allowed. Relatives handed me the bound rooster. Under everyone's watching eyes, I knelt before my father's ashes, gripped its neck, and squeezed. 30 seconds. The rooster stopped struggling. Harder. The memory snapped me back. Right now, I was the rooster, about to have the life squeezed out of me. With the last shred of consciousness I had left, my hands fumbled desperately across my clothes. My fingers found something cold and metal, the tungsten steel screwdriver. With every ounce of remaining strength, I drove it into the fat guy's neck, right into the carotid artery. Blood erupted like a fountain. He let out a pig slaughter scream. Hot blood rained down. His grip weakened, reflexively. I gasped in a huge breath and stabbed 5, 6 more times without hesitation. The screwdriver punched through flesh over and over. I carved a hole in his neck and staggered to my feet, panting.
He tried to speak.
All that came out was the gurgle of blood flooding back up his throat. His face twisted between horror and rage as his body made its final struggle. He collapsed into a pool of his own blood, eyes bulging, face frozen in defiance. I drove the screwdriver in one last time, looked him dead in the eyes, my gaze cold as ice. Killing you is easier than killing a chicken. A memory drifted up from a different time. Freshman year. Military training field. September heat, brutal sun. Our instructor asked for a volunteer to lead the formation at the upcoming school-wide drill. Nobody stepped up. 30+ girls in the class and not a single hand. "I'll do it." I walked to the front, ponytails swinging through my cap. "If nobody else will, I'm the best choice." The instructor had me demonstrate marching. My form was terrible. Everyone laughed. He looked unimpressed. "You came up here so confident, but your technique is a mess." "Planning to do acrobatics." I shrugged. "So, I'm not perfect yet. There's still a day to practice." I volunteered. "I'll make it work." That's reckless. Reckless is closer to brave than cowardly. Nobody else stepped up, so I'm the best candidate. No contest. And what if you embarrass yourself in front of the whole school? I smiled freely. Then I embarrass myself. I can't stop people from laughing. But bad publicity is still publicity. Maybe I'll become famous overnight. The whole class benefits. Huajiao started clapping excitedly. Li Yuandan and Yi Qingqing joined in. The guys in class dropped their smirks and started cheering too. Li Yuandan later said about that moment. Honestly, during military training with the sun beating down, no makeup, just sunscreen, you didn't look like anything special at first glance. But the moment you walked out and said those words, your whole being was glowing. I think that was the most important thing. When a girl takes that first step forward, the quality she shows is courage. The fat guy let out his final scream and collapsed in a pool of blood. Everyone froze, including Huajiao, who'd just broken through to help me, standing there with her clothes pole raised, not sure what to do next. Zhao Shunqing stared at me like I was a monster, then at the body on the floor. A chill ran visibly through him. His two remaining guys were paralyzed too. Huajiao and Yi Qingqing helped me back to my feet. I flicked the blood off my screwdriver, brushed a loose strand of hair behind my ear, and smiled. "What are you looking at?" "Just got a little dirty." Zhao Shunqing forced himself to stay calm, fear flickering behind his eyes. That idiot was reckless. Deserved what he got. But look at you, you're spent. How about 2 vials of serum, and we call it even? Better for everyone. He kicked Su Yi on the ground. Even if you don't care about yourself, think about your friends. Luck doesn't last forever. I kept my eyes locked past him, down the corridor. No fear. Luck is unpredictable, but I also believe the harder you work, the luckier you get. We've been stalling long enough. Our reinforcements are finally here. Heavy, chaotic footsteps echoed from both ends of the hallway. Dozens of zombies, drawn by all the noise and the smell of blood, were swarming toward us from both directions. Zhao Shunqing's 2 guys started shaking. "Boss, zombies." "We gotta run." He spun around, saw the scale of the approaching horde, then glared at me in disbelief. "You call that reinforcements?" I tilted my head innocently. "Why not?" "We have serum." "What do you have?" He cursed and bolted for the stairwell, without looking back. Once they were gone, I let out a breath. After that fight, I had nothing left in the tank. Su Yi dragged himself up, face bruised and swollen.
"Don't worry about me, seniors.
Surviving this means good fortune ahead. See you next time." Before any of us could respond, he vaulted over the corridor railing and jumped. Yi Qingqing's eyes nearly popped out. "Is he insane?" Li Yuandan leaned over the edge, unimpressed.
"He's fine.
He's using the nylon rope he tied to the air conditioning units earlier. That kid moves faster than us. Retreat." We grabbed our weapons and ran. Zombie armies were flooding in from both stairwells. We tried door after door, all locked.
Je vink viglet handles desperately.
This is truly the worst way to die. Behind us, the fat guy's body had been trampled by the zombie horde. At least a few zombies stopped to feed on it, drawing some pressure off us. Huajiao smashed a scalpel-wielding zombie aside with her pole. "I'll clear the path." Li Yuandan spotted an open rusted door around a corridor corner. We dove inside just before 20-plus zombies could sandwich us. "Great, we're trapped behind another door." Yi Qingqing collapsed against the wall, gasping. Li Yuandan swept the room with her flashlight, another biology research office. "Clear of threats. We're okay. Worst case, we use a smoke bomb to get out. And even if we get scratched, we have serum now." Huajiao patted my back gently. "How are you feeling?" I looked at the red marks on my neck and collarbone.
"I'm fine.
Just need to rest." Li Yuandan dug through her bag and pulled out iodine solution and cotton pads she'd grabbed from the earlier lab. She also had disposable masks and ethanol solution. Soon we had a whole operation going. Li Yuandan holding the flashlight, Huajiao dabbing iodine on my bruises, Yi Qingqing feeding me nuts while sneaking bites herself. Cozy teamwork. I laughed helplessly. "I'm really fine, guys." Huajiao hesitated, then asked carefully. "Physically fine, sure.
But
mentally? They say the first time you kill someone, you feel nauseous." "How do you feel?" I leaned close and whispered. "It felt amazing." Huajiao got instant goosebumps. I shrugged. Honestly, it wasn't that different from killing a zombie. It's just the body's self-defense mechanism kicking in when you're under attack. And frankly, humans are way scarier than zombies. Huajiao spat in disgust. "Those 4, no, they're worse than animals. They deserved everything." First real look at what people become when the world falls apart. Yi Qingqing frowned while munching walnuts. "I just hope Zhao Shunqing's group doesn't come back to cause more trouble." I let my eyes go cold. If they show their faces again, I'll end it instantly. Li Yuanden opened her bag and checked the 9 serum vials, all intact. Then she started reading the research report we'd grabbed. 5 pages of clinical data on the zombie virus, including details about how the serum worked. She suddenly gasped. The 8-hour infection window is just an average. It says people with strong willpower can resist the virus for 10 to 12 hours before it reaches the brain. I perked up, pointing at myself excitedly. That's why my mental power is 99. It might be because my willpower is stronger than average. Li Yuanden nodded thoughtfully. That tracks. Mental power covers willpower, belief, knowledge, emotions, all of that. Yi Qingqing raised her hand. My mental power is 96. Why is mine high? Huajiao couldn't help laughing. Probably because you're naturally funny and really good at enduring hardship. Yi Qingqing glared at the zombie horde outside the window. It's not like I chose to suffer. Life just keeps shoving bitter pills down my throat. Li Yuanden kept flipping through the report. On the very last page, a key fell out from between the pages. Another drop. Yi Qingqing's eyes lit up with her treasure-hunting instinct. Li Yuanden picked up the key and read the final page, breathing faster. She shared it with all of us. It says here, the military provided magic potions to this base. After some were used, 3 bottles remain. They were stored in the secondary backup power unit, in a location with abundant sunlight. Anyone who finds the serum and reads this report can use this safe key to locate the potions. Yi Qingqing was vibrating with excitement. Magic potions. Abilities. We're going to make it. I read the clue again carefully. Stored at the secondary power unit. With abundant sunlight. Where's that? We all looked at each other, thinking hard. Power unit. Sunlight. The rooftop. Li Yuanden and I said it at the exact same time. The rooftop. Yi Qingqing finally caught up. Solar power. Huajiao's eyes lit up. The serum needed backup power from the cooling unit to stay preserved. So the magic potions must need stable power too, and that means solar panels on the roof. Yi Qingqing looked worried. But the 5th floor? We haven't been there yet. Could be even worse than the 4th. Li Yuanden pocketed the key. Having a lead is good news. One step at a time. We've been through so much already, and this is only day 1. Yi Qingqing groaned. It feels like a whole year. And I barely slept last night. I'm getting drowsy. Huajiao pulled 2 jackets from her bag, draped them over Yi Qingqing, and winked gently. Take a nap. I'll wake you for the night shift. Yi Qingqing stared. So this whole dungeon is basically a factory with rotating shifts? And they don't even feed us or provide housing. While they bantered, I picked up the research report again, looking for anything we might have missed. The clinical data was dense and full of medical terms I couldn't understand. Hypothalamus, protein-blocking mitochondria, medullary networks. About the only word I recognized was adrenaline. This stuff is incredibly complex. I feel like anyone who studies medicine could succeed at anything. Li Yuanden yawned. My mom's an orthopedic surgeon. She told me never to study medicine, said one suffering person in the family was enough. I laughed. Bet she didn't expect the apocalypse, where medical knowledge is actually the most useful thing. I kept reading, skipping the jargon and focusing on the plain language sections. Infection hours 3 through 4. Viral compensatory burst period. Body temperature spikes rapidly, heart rate increases, massive adrenaline release. The infected person's aggression and physical strength dramatically increase, also accompanied by varying degrees of hallucinations, indiscriminate violent tendencies. Individuals with strong willpower can overcome these side effects. So the virus temporarily supercharges you? Sounds like rabies. I read through the rest. After 8 hours, the virus takes over the brain's central nervous system, leading to brain death, with only willpower holding it back. Regular medicine can't help. Then it hit me. That 1-hour burst window. Enhanced attack power and physical strength. I pulled back the curtain and stared at the 20-plus armed zombies in the corridor. A wild idea formed in my mind. Dandan, I think I've figured out the real way to fight these zombies. Absolute power advantage. Li Yuanden looked confused until she saw me pull out my folding fruit knife. Her face tightened. Fight magic with magic. Fight zombies with zombies. I took a deep breath, looked at the blade still stained with zombie blood, and without hesitation, slashed my own wrist. Meanwhile, Sui had rappelled down the building using the nylon ropes he'd tied to air conditioning units and window bars earlier. He hit the ground and sprinted for the car. His phone alarm went off, the 8-hour countdown he'd set after Su Ting was bitten. He yanked open the car door. "Sis, I'm back." Su Ting lunged at him from the back seat, thrashing and snarling. Su Yi's soul nearly left his body. Then she brushed her hair aside and grinned. "Hey little bro, you're insane." He forced the serum into her mouth. "Drink." She gagged on the rusty metallic taste but swallowed it. After checking each other's injuries and bickering about her terrible prank, they agreed to rest briefly, then go back and help us. Back at the 3rd floor, Zhao Shuncheng and his 2 remaining guys had barely escaped back to their cold storage hideout, slamming the door against pursuing zombies. Mo Ran stepped out from the corner, looking at their battered state. "How did you lead zombies here?" Zhao Shuncheng exploded at her, blaming her and her boyfriend Zhang Jin for not joining their raid upstairs. Then he noticed Zhang Jin lying in the corner, skin turning deep red, clearly deteriorating. "How long has this been going on?" When Mo Ran didn't answer, Zhao Shuncheng's expression went cold. "Time to take out the trash." He kicked Zhang Jin and started beating him with the iron bar, his 2 followers joining in. Mo Ran begged them to stop, crying that Zhang Jin had gotten hurt protecting the group. Zhao Shuncheng didn't care. He wasn't going to wait for Zhang Jin to turn into a zombie inside their hideout. Then he turned his attention to Mo Ran herself, eyeing her body with obvious intent, reaching toward her. She slapped him hard across the face. Enraged, he kicked her down. Zhang Jin tried to fight back, but was beaten down again. One of the guys raised his hammer to finish him off. Mo Ran snapped. She ran to the door and unlocked it. "If we're all going to die anyway, let the zombies take everyone," for zombies rushed in. Mo Ran dodged and lured them toward Zhao Shuncheng's group. In the chaos, Zhao Shuncheng shoved one of his own men, Old Hu, into the zombies as a shield. 3 zombies pounced on him, and a scalpel-wielding one pierced his heart. Dead instantly. Zhao Shuncheng dropped a threat, "You 2 can die here," and fled with the remaining follower. Mo Ran stood frozen as the zombies turned on her. "Don't touch her." Zhang Jin hauled himself up, grabbed a staircase railing from the floor, and fought off 2 zombies. He ripped a shelf from the wall and used it as a shield, then smashed another zombie's skull with his bare fists. He killed one and drove the other 3 out the door, slamming it shut and collapsing against the frame. Mo Ran rushed to him. He looked up at her with a faint smile. "Burned out." "What?" She suddenly understood, eyes turning red. "Sophomore year. When you confessed to me outside the dorm. Our classmates gave us a couple name. Burning Ashes." Zhang Jin and Mo Ran. "Burn and die." He smiled weakly. "The Burning Ashes couple." She cried and laughed at the same time, hitting his chest. "You hopeless romantic." His head started drooping. She shook him hard, wiping her tears. "Zhang Jin, trust me one more time, okay? Okay." She kissed his forehead, looked him in the eyes, and smiled. "Then hold on. Wait for me." She extracted the crystal core from the dead zombie, stacked shelves under the window, climbed up with an iron tool, and started smashing the glass. Crack. A fracture line spread across the window. A memory surfaced from a different time. Back at our dorm, Yi Qingqing had been brushing her teeth on the balcony when she noticed a crack in the window glass and asked Li Yuandan to contact maintenance. Before that could happen, Hua Jiao burst through the door screaming, "Someone's confessing their love downstairs. Hurry, or you'll miss it." The 4 of us stampeded down 5 flights of stairs. I reached the crowd first. The open area between the girls' dorms was packed 3 circles deep with spectators. Under the dim streetlights, heart-shaped candles were arranged on the ground. Zhang Jin stood in the center, holding a bouquet of bright red tulips, face full of hope and nerves. Hua Jiao was gripping Yi Qingqing's arm, so tight her knuckles were white. "I'm more nervous than he is," Yi Qingqing, still brushing her teeth, calculated aloud. "Those brand-name clothes, that huge tulip bouquet, all those candles, if she rejects him, that's a lot of money wasted." "I feel bad just watching," Li Yuandan noted, At least he's dressed well. Easy on the eyes. Huajiao got curious. Your type? Li Yuandan rolled her eyes. No way.
I'm sapiosexual.
Love at first sight is a fairy tale to me. And I have zero plans for dating right now. Then the female lead arrived. Mo Ran walked over carrying her shower basket, hair still wet, completely relaxed, until she saw the scene and froze. The crowd parted for her. She walked into the candlelit heart, flustered and blushing. Zhang Jin dropped to one knee. Mo Ran, I've had a crush on you for a whole year. Will you be my girlfriend? Under the watching eyes of the entire girls' dorm, Mo Ran tucked a strand of hair behind her ear. The candlelight reflected in her eyes, like ripples on water. She watched Zhang Jin swallowing nervously, hands shaking, for a long moment. Then she took the tulips and nodded with a smile. Actually, I've liked you for a long time too. The crowd, including the four of us, erupted.
Kish. Kish.
Kiss. Huajiao screamed. Oh my god. Kiss her. Zhang Jin turned red and gave Mo Ran a butterfly-like kiss on the forehead. The crowd almost rioted. His roommates yelled at him from the sidelines for being too timid. I laughed hard. Two lovesick fools rushing toward each other. Cute. Li Yuandan recognized Mo Ran from their reading club. She was a broadcasting major. Huajiao clasped her face dreamily. When will I get sweet romance like that? Don't you guys want this? I waved it off. No thanks. Competitive gaming doesn't need love. Men only slow down how fast I draw my blade. Li Yuandan deflected too. Don't look at me. Sapiosexual, remember? Not interested. Huajiao turned desperately to Yi Qingqing. Yi Qingqing spat out a mouthful of toothpaste foam, scaring off a bystander, shoved her toothbrush and cup into Huajiao's hands, jumped on a nearby shared bike, and said, Can't talk, just remembered, I have a 10 yuan substitute teaching gig to get to. Bye. She vanished into the crowd in seconds. Huajiao stood there holding a toothbrush, pointing at herself in disbelief.
Wait.
Am I the only normal person in this dorm? Her phone buzzed with a news notification. Girl delays boyfriend's gaming session, gets stabbed 18 times. She read the whole article with a deepening frown, then laughed bitterly. If I ever met a guy like that, I'd bash his skull in. As the confession crowd dispersed, a college guy approached her with a hopeful smile. Hey, mind if I add you on WeChat? Huajiao kept walking without turning around. Depends on my mood. The moment I slashed my wrist with a zombie bloodstained knife, Yi Qingqing, who'd been half asleep, shot up like she'd been electrocuted. Chunwei Yui, why are you killing yourself? Don't leave me. I can't live without you. I pushed her off, annoyed. Relax. I controlled the depth perfectly. It's just a scratch on the surface. Huajiao was horrified too. Have you lost your mind? I smiled, which only made them sweat harder. Maybe I have. I'm tired of hiding and playing defense. For once, I want pure, overwhelming power on our side. And I'll be the one leading the charge. I shoved the research report in their faces and re-explained the key part, the virus's compensatory burst period during hours 3 and 4 of infection. Dramatically enhanced strength and aggression. We had the serum to cure it afterward. Think about it. We already found the serum. Why am I still tiptoeing around zombies? This levels the playing field completely. After a moment of silence, Li Yuandan refused to be outdone. Then I'm doing it too. Can't beat them, join them. Huajiao nodded. Count me in. Yi Qingqing smiled nervously. Can I not? No. I cut her off before anyone else could speak. Are you 3 out of your minds? If all 4 of us get infected and the burst period ends, or something goes wrong midway, we'd all collapse on the floor with nobody to take care of us. That's the actual worst way to die. In the awkward silence that followed, Yi Qingqing nodded solemnly. Exactly. Great minds think alike. That's precisely why I chose not to join. Shut up, you're just scared. The 3 of us yelled in unison. She took a tactical step backward. So? I have dignity too, you know. Before I could fire back, the infection's first symptom hit. A sudden wave of cold swept through my entire body. Goosebumps everywhere, like being shoved into a freezer. I sneezed involuntarily. They all stared at me. Told you so. You really don't play by any rules. Well, we chose to follow you, so they piled on top of me. Huajiao draped every piece of clothing from her bag over me, then crawled under the pile herself. Li Yuandan and Yi Qingqing hugged me from both sides, sharing body heat. I curled up into a ball, teeth chattering, rubbing my hands together. But I was smiling. Honestly, if it weren't for you three, I'd never dare take this risk. I'd be too scared without someone to catch me if I fall. You guys are my greatest source of courage. They burst out laughing on the spot. You, so cheesy. Playing the emotional card now? Afraid we'll take the serum and ditch you? It's not even midnight, and you're already getting sentimental? I mean it. I stuck my hand out from the clothing mountain, grinning. Back in our dorm, I always dragged you guys into team matches and relay races. Even when we sucked, who cared? It was about the vibe. Trust me, whether it's virtual games or real-life survival, the best gear you can equip is always your friends. A brief silence. Then one hand reached out in the dark. Then two more joined. For hands clasped together. Warm and strong. After a moment, Huajiao frowned. Wait, why does someone's hand feel greasy? Yeah, and there's a spicy smell. Hee. I was eating spicy strips earlier. We all turned to Yi Qingqing. Get out. We huddled together and slept as afternoon light filtered through the trees outside. Rest and recovery. Then a bang at the window startled Yi Qingqing awake. She found herself staring directly at a girl standing outside on the window ledge. A girl with a low ponytail, tied to the building with nylon rope. They stared at each other. 2 seconds of silence. Then both screamed. The girl? There are people in here. Yi Qingqing aimed the clothes pole at her. Don't think being a mutant zombie means I won't fight you. Li Yuandan opened her eyes, looked at the girl clinging to the window, and blinked in surprise. Mo ran. Li Yuandan. Mo Ran's eyes filled with tears. She looked like she'd found a lifeline. You're here. I thought nobody was left in this building. Wait. Was your group the one Zhao Shunqing attacked? Li Yuandan opened the window and helped her inside. Mo Ran immediately told us everything. Hiding with Zhao Shunqing's group, Zhang Jin getting beaten, her opening the door to let zombies in as a desperate move, Zhang Jin fighting them off to protect her, and then her climbing out the window searching for serum and help. I was in that cold storage room the whole time. If I'd known it was you guys outside the door, I would have come out immediately. Huajiao connected the dots. So Zhao Shunqing is that creepy suit guy. We didn't even know his name. Yi Qingqing scowled. Don't even mention those people. If I see him again, it won't be pretty. Mo Ran explained she'd been crawling along the building's exterior using the nylon ropes someone had tied to railings and air conditioning units, trying to reach room 406 through a window. Huajiao wiped sweat off her forehead. Be grateful our room has windows on both sides. The corridor side is crawling with zombies. Mo Ran then noticed me sleeping under a pile of clothes and gasped. Your roommate too? We really are kindred spirits in misfortune. Li Yuandan got straight to business. We have the serum you need. We can trade, but we're not giving it away for free. Mo Ran's face lit up when she saw the red glass vial. She pulled out a crystal core, then her jade guanine pendant necklace, then a Rolex sports watch her rich boyfriend had given her for her birthday. This is everything I own. The jade is real. The Rolex is real, less than 6 months old. Yi Qingqing's jaw dropped. A Rolex? Birthday present? And here I am earning 800 yuan a month at a cafeteria side job. Huajiao, being from a wealthy family herself, examined the watch carefully. Looks authentic. And in times of war and inflation, Rolex works as hard currency. Li Yuandan took the watch and crystal core, but handed back the jade pendant. This has your name engraved on it. It means something to you, keep it. If you feel you owe us later, 1 more crystal core will do. Huajiao and Yi Qingqing nodded. If Li Yuandan knew her from their reading club, she was trustworthy enough. Consider it a friendship discount. Mo Ran clutched the serum gratefully and climbed back out the window. I need to hurry, Li Yuandan called after her. Be careful. The 8-hour window is just an average. If his willpower is strong enough, he can hold out longer. After Mo Ran left, we discussed the Rolex. Li Yuandan didn't want it. She already had a watch and didn't care about luxury brands. Huajiao didn't wear watches either. Perhaps I could take custody of this ownerless item, Yi Qingqing said, not hiding her greed at all. Huajiao was about to hand it over, then paused. Let's ask Chinyu first. I kept my eyes shut, playing the wise elder. Such worldly possessions are beneath me. Bestow it upon Qingqing. 3 votes passed. It's yours. Yi Qingqing went absolutely wild. A Rolex. I knew it. When I said I was the world's richest person, it was destiny calling. She spun around in delight. Mark my words. When we get back to the train, everyone in that carriage will bow before us. After 2.5 hours of napping, the sun was already tilting west. The sunset was painting the sky in gorgeous orange and red, looked like a tomato egg stir-fry up there. Yi Qingqing was munching instant noodle cakes in the corner, staring at the clouds. Looks delicious. Huajiao snuck up behind her. Caught you. You really are a hamster, always eating. Yi Qingqing shared her snacks without hesitation. We're heading into another battle soon. I need fuel for energy. Li Yuandan was gazing out the window, thinking. It's only around 4 in the afternoon, but judging by this sunset, it'll be dark before 6. Nighttime here is definitely longer than normal. Isn't that good? The survival manual said nighttime is safer. True, but night operations are slow. I bet most people have barely explored the nearby streets after a whole day. And another thing, it's past the spring equinox, so daytime should be getting longer. But here, nights are longer instead. Unless we're in the southern hemisphere. Or this place doesn't follow normal rules at all. Li Yuandan rubbed her eyes. Maybe. But I think everything here can be explained with logic. This whole station dungeon might be a metaverse, virtual reality technology, like a simulated reality. A voice chimed in. Everyone turned. I threw off the 6 jackets piled on me, face completely flushed red. I can't take it anymore. I'm burning up. The 3 of them rushed over. Li Yuandan handed me water. Thirsty, not thirsty. Just suddenly roasting. 1 minute I was sitting in a freezer, the next I'm on a volcano. I was panting hot air, fine beads of sweat covering my forehead like I'd just walked out of a sauna. Huajiao's eyes went wide. Is this it? That viral burst period you talked about? I took a deep breath and looked at my own hands. The feeling was hard to describe. It's like someone plugged a charging station into my body. I've got this insane amount of energy that I can't fully release yet. But I also feel mentally foggy. Li Yuandan had a flash of insight. The bracelet. It tracks your stats. If your body's changing, the numbers should reflect it. Check it. I smacked my forehead. How did I forget that? The holographic display expanded for all 4 of us to see. Name: Chinyu. Identity: passenger. Level: none.
Constitution: 64, 10, morbidly healthy.
Strength: 66, 50, extremely high. Speed: 68, 10, high. Mental power: 99, -70, low. Status buff 1, zombie virus, frenzy constitution 10, strength 50, speed 10, mental power -70. Duration: 1.25 hours. Status buff 2, zombie virus, critical brain death and mutation into a strength-type zombie in 14.2 hours. Ability: none. All 4 of us stared with our mouths open. Yi Qingqing was thrilled. Everyone else turns in 8 hours, but you've got 14.2. Almost double. Li Yuandan's eyes sparkled. And the medical research makes sense now. The report said strong willpower can overcome the negative symptoms because high mental power absorbs the hit. Your 99 -70 still leaves 29 points. Enough to stay conscious. This is our female advantage. Yi Qingqing pumped her fists. Women's normal mental power baseline is already 70. The virus penalty is exactly 70. It's like a group discount, perfectly balanced. I exhaled a wave of heat. Nobody understood my body better than I did right now. I stood up. My eyes had filled with a crimson tint. Now it's really here. Li Yuandan touched my forehead and held my gaze. Your temperature is extremely high. The virus is also pressuring your optic nerves. Your eyes are bloodshot. Don't push the full 1.25 hours nonstop. I'm worried about lasting damage. Don't worry. I know my limits. I walked to the door and gripped the handle. I was a ticking bomb, ready to detonate. I turned around one last time. Watch yourselves. Only step in if I go down. Got it. The three of them huddled together, keeping their distance. I kicked the door open. Sunset light poured over me like golden armor. From behind, Li Yuandan later told me, it looked almost beautiful, backlit, and cinematic. The three closest zombies lunged at me like I was a fresh delivery order. I grabbed the first one's neck with both hands and twisted. Bones cracked like dry twigs. Its head flopped sideways, and the body dropped.
Boring.
Its neck felt like cotton. I clenched both fists and hammered the other two zombies' foreheads simultaneously. Skulls cracked open. Blood and brain matter sprayed across the corridor. Both dropped instantly. 5 seconds. 3 zombies.
Dead.
Behind me, the other 3 sucked in a collective breath and hugged each other in terror. 12 more zombies converged from both sides of the hallway, a wall of snarling, twisted faces that would have killed a normal person from fright alone. Who's eating who? That's the real question. I grabbed both intact iron woks, skin practically steaming, adrenaline screaming through every cell. I roared so loud the entire building shook. The first 4 zombies that charged got flattened instantly. The woks rang out like war drums. Eyeballs popped out like candy. I swung 5 times per second. Whack-a-mole, zombie edition. Every head that rose got smashed back down. I held the doorway for 1 solid minute, racking up over 200 hits. One massive swing sent 2 zombie heads flying down the corridor like baseballs.
Je vink screaming.
My crystal cores. Huajiao dropped to her knees, crying tears of joy and terror. Maybe take a break? I'm genuinely worried the zombies can't respawn fast enough to keep up with you. Li Yuandan's jaw was on the floor.
So,
deliberately getting infected really was the correct strategy all along. Absolute madness. The corridor was carpeted with 14 corpses. Every single one decapitated or skull-crushed. Blood and brain matter painted the walls and floor like modern art. Even other zombies were running away from me. I stood among the carnage and roared, daring anything else to come. Nothing did. The 4th floor zombies fled upstairs to the 5th floor. The 2nd and 3rd floor zombies ran all the way down to the 1st floor lobby, where Su Yi and Su Ting, who'd come back to help, were so terrified. They climbed a tree. Huajiao quietly pulled out her phone and snapped a photo of me standing in the doorway, silhouetted against the setting sun, blocking the entire corridor single-handedly. She was planning to post it online later. Yi Qingqing was diving through the pile of bodies, laughing and gagging simultaneously as she collected crystal cores. Ha ha ha, we're filthy rich now. 14. 15. Leg. Li Yuandan swallowed hard and flipped through the research report, whispering to herself. Viral compensatory burst. Body temperature exceeding 42 degrees. Heart rate at 180 beats per minute. Adrenaline levels elevated 300 to 500%. During this period, trillions of immune cells, hormones, enzyme proteins, and the neural system launched their most ferocious counterattack against the zombie virus. The violent collision between the two forces creates these superhuman reactions. A door to a new understanding opened in her mind. Zombies are dead humans. Humans are living zombies. When pushed to the absolute brink, the body breaks through before the mind even catches up. While we were busy clearing the 4th floor, things were happening outside the base that we knew nothing about at the time. Zhao Shuncheng and his last remaining follower, Old Wang, had fled the research base after our confrontation. They scrambled through fields and bushes on the outskirts, too afraid to use the main road, where zombies wandered. Old Wang was exhausted and starving, hadn't eaten all day. He wanted to split up and scavenge for food in the nearby farmland and abandoned cottages. But Zhao Shuncheng insisted they head toward the safe zone, saying they'd run into other passengers from the train along the way. Old Wang finally snapped. I don't want to follow you anymore. You pushed Old Hu into those zombies back there. You said, I'll send you off, Old Wang. But shoved Old Hu instead. If I'd been unluckier, that would have been me. You're selfish. You only think about yourself. Zhao Shuncheng stayed calm and twisted the logic around. But you're alive, aren't you? If I hadn't pushed Old Hu, none of us would have escaped. You're the one who benefited. Stop overthinking it. We're brothers now, life and death bond. Old Wang couldn't out-argue him and reluctantly agreed to keep following. Then a beat-up taxi appeared on the highway. Zhao Xuanqing's eyes lit up. He sent old Wang to flag it down. Out stepped a massive, tattooed bodyguard named Tai, a former underground boxing champion. Then from the passenger side came his boss, Duan Wei, a vice president of a debt collection company, wearing a sharp dark blue suit and carrying the cold authority of someone used to being in charge. Zhao Xuanqing tried to play it smooth, offered a cigarette, shared intel about the research base, and heavily emphasized that 4 girls were sitting on 9 vials of serum. He was clearly trying to weaponize these 2 against us. But Duan Wei wasn't stupid. You couldn't handle 4 girls with your whole group, and now you want us to go in as cannon fodder. A Tai kicked Zhao Xuanqing in the gut for good measure. Don't try anything shady. Then Duan Wei turned to Old Wang and said, "You talk." Old Wang dropped his knees instantly and told them everything. How Zhao Xuanqing had gotten their teammates killed, pushed people into zombies as shields, and manipulated everyone for his own benefit. Zhao Xuanqing tried to run. A Tai caught him in 2 moves, punched him until he coughed blood, and tied his hands. Old Wang, seizing his chance for payback, kicked Zhao Xuanqing into the back seat. In the back of the taxi sat one more person, a woman named Lu Ruyan, dressed flashily, with sharp features and 0 patience. She looked at Zhao Xuanqing with pure disgust. "What trash did you drag in here? It's crowded enough already." Zhao Xuanqing tried to sweet-talk her. "So what should I call you, miss?" Lu Ruyan, he grinned. "Ah, Sister Ruyan." Very boss lady energy. She slapped him so hard his face swelled. "Show some manners. Call me Empress Ruyan." A Tai laughed from the driver's seat as the taxi headed back toward the research base. Old Wang sat happily munching expired chips that a Tai had tossed him, fully convinced he'd made the right choice switching sides. Zhao Xuanqing stared at the approaching base through the window, wanting to cry. Being dragged back to the place he'd just escaped from was worse than death.